Good evening and welcome to the Silver Gauntlets. Welcome to the first match of the quarterfinals. It's Stuckman versus TomPouce, and your commentators today are none other than the lads on stream. It's Benjy and it's Chuckles. Folks, how are you today?
I'm good. I can't believe we're actually using lads on stream. Let's go.
I've never been called a lad before in my life, so this is
partly why I quite enjoyed it.
Awkward territory. But hey everybody, welcome to the Silver Gauntlets and welcome to the Challenge Cup quarterfinals. We got Duck and TomPouce today.
I can't believe we're already in quarterfinals. It's absolutely flown by. You can see at the top the two seedings for the runners. Stuckman number 66 overall after the qualifiers, so that means they're the second seed in the Challenge Cup, and you've got TomPouce clocking in at number 87. Although I think Tom's been around long enough that you can look at the seeding and go, okay, still, you cannot overlook TomPouce as a player. And two French runners, I think, today as well. Yeah,
both French. Absolutely right. And TomPouce was in the Challenge Cup in season 3, and that was when it was top 33 downwards. So good to get in there. And then was actually in the main tournament for season 4 and season 5. Didn't get too far. But, always kind of a safe bet to get into the ZSR tournament. So kind of probably disappointed for him to be in Challenge Cup, but might be due to the fact that they did qual was quite late, and I don't think they completed their qual quota, but I'd have to double check that.
You can see in the head-to-heads that, as it's just disappeared off screen, but it was between 12 matches, 6-on-6. So theoretically, that means that we should be in for another really tight start. That is a fire medallion kickoff with minuet and child start as well. So we're going to get another look at the child spawn, which is nice.
Yeah, like you said, both of these been in 12 different races. They've actually never been head-to-head in a majors or just a random solo race. But we bigged up TomPouce, but let's not forget that Stuckman in League went from Division 6 to Division 4 in 3 seasons. So he's a very good runner. And we're off.
Yeah, that shows the quality. And we're starting in Bombchu Bowling. Looks like TomPouce is going to instantly check these hints. Kakiri Forest to Baronade. Hammer in Goron City is a bombs. Gerudo Fortress Hammer, Gerudo Valley Hammer is also bombs. And nothing on 40.
What?
So,
did you say nothing on 40?
I did say nothing on 40, which obviously means that we'll get something on 50.
No, 40 was Greg.
We don't have a Greg section in the tracker. Do you want me to put 40 in the notes?
Hard required.
Do you want me to put Greg on the trackers in the always hints?
Yeah.
I'm sorry for whoever's doing the note sheet. I'm just going to put Greg in there now.
How dare you get that wrong? Oh, I didn't see that hint. What was that one? Somebody in chat?
Something is arrows.
Oh, Skull Mask. Skull Mask is dead.
No Skull Mask today, so that's a bit of a shame because, for the runners, it's quite nice because it can be a little bit out of the way. Although with Minuet and with the spawn in market, it's not so bad. But I do enjoy seeing the cutscene.
And we're going to be start looking as we pick up Talon's cocks.
Stop that. Stop sniggering at the back. This is a family... What? I'm just hearing that it's not a family-friendly stream.
Oh,
excellent.
What? This is 18. This is not 18 plus stream. Oh, this is an 18 plus stream even?
I've no idea. It's Friday night. I've not even had anything to drink apart from water. I'm just excited for some Friday night Zoota. Stuckman's going into Lon Lon. We've seen TomPouce have a little bit more of a glump around the market before heading out that way.
Yeah, makes sense. Checking the hints, I think, was a really good, really powerful option. Like knowing, we got Kakiri Forest to Baronade, but it could have been something like Valley to Baronade, and then you're like, wow, that's completely changed my route. But nothing overly
100%
exciting.
Agree. There's your discount Prelude as child, although with the safe quit in market, you get a little bit less value out of Serenade there. But this is maybe an opportunity where you'd quite like to have for Foolish Hints to be in, because you might well have had Foolish Lon Lon, and then you think, oh, actually, maybe I don't need to venture out this way. Although Serenade is nice to have.
Yeah, I think in this situation, I mean, we could have played Minuet straight away. That would have been a really interesting option. But it looks like
it wouldn't surprise me to see the runners use the minuet now. Having
yeah, no, completely agree. I think this is the safer option to just play it now. Get to pick up this Saria song as well. As we pick up Song of Time, which is, I said this yesterday. We had early Song of Time yesterday. Not the actual song you want to get really early on, but once you get into like late in the seed, it's like, yeah, I want Song of Time now, please.
yeah, its value changes dramatically the longer it goes on. I think it's very strange like that. Like,
yeah,
I think generally I quite like having the warp songs early just for ease of movement.
Yeah, and then just gives you lots of options to go down.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, I think there's nothing worse than having a seed where you just know you've got to hike everywhere. You know, whether that be in standard S6 settings, or whether that be in Triforce Blitz, where when you've only got the short time limit, having to trek everywhere always feels bad. But like, I guess in that one-on-one race setting, again, if you're doing a lot of schlepping back and forth, you wonder, is there a song somewhere that I could have picked up that I haven't? And that means I'm just slowly bleeding time.
Yeah, when there's no warp songs, it really puts a greater emphasis on the routing that you do, because every kind of backwalk you do, kind of it counts up eventually, as we see Graveyard to King Dodongo. So something leading towards the bomb bag is in the graveyard.
Interesting little Scarecrow song there for Scarecrow. Ocarina song there for Stuckman.
It's because we were talking about Scarecrow songs earlier.
Yeah, for those of you who've not watched TomPouce, you will see a lot of chaotic Scarecrow song. That pays off, by the way. Hover boots, nice and early. Such a nice item to have.
Yeah, that's going to help. Picking up songs from Bolero, from the crater, and yeah, just nice little movement helping out.
Even if you don't need Shadow or Fire, which are the two... actually, there's 3 dungeons that can logically require the hover boots, which are Fire, Forest, and Shadow. And even there's a strength on 50.
Of course there's a strength on 50. Of course there is. Of course there's a 50 strength. It's nothing else. I mean, it was Din's Fire yesterday, but like, it's always something awkward on 50. And I don't think we've not seen the medallions yet, so I don't know if Spirit's going to be required, but if Spirit's required, it's one of these things that if Spirit's a medallion, I think you just say, I'm getting 50, and you just go for it.
You just eat the 50, and if you come across the other 2 along the way, then I still think you probably say, you know what, I'd much rather have it that way than not find it and then have to rush 50 late. Boomerang chest in Jabu is nothing...
I'm quite good at looking at hint stones. That was too quick for me to even read that.
Nice arrows. Magic.
With the magic. Bow. Come on.
This is Go Shadow.
Oh, double magic! Double magic in my Toad. Let's go.
The thing is, that's A, hilarious, and B, instructive, because we know now that magic is not going to be path, because you can pick up either magic. So if there's not anything on the Kokiri sword chest here, you're going to be, where is my storms?
Yeah, because we've got Kokiri Forest to Baronade, and yeah, you're right, they're both in the same sphere. This is a big chest. This is probably going to be something.
I don't love that either, but this is, like, have you tried using the ice arrow strat on Bongo? Look, we've given you magic, and we've given you a bow, and we've given you ice arrows. It's well worth a go.
Mate, blue fire arrows, when and where?
I heard a rumor that blue fire arrows were coming back for season 3. For season 4 of League. I heard a rumor.
Well, it was on the sheet for people to vote, and as a League organizer, I will keep it close to my chest. But let's just say there was a significant proportion of people who wanted it.
Anything that gives more interesting logic quirks.
That's true. That is really true. Yeah.
We're going to get our first look at the stone and medallion layout.
Here we go. Let's see if this spirit is going to be required.
I assume that Stuckman checks the pedestal after the age change.
Yeah. I definitely have like played Minuet straight away before and just completely forgot to read the pedestal, so.
You do see it. Sometimes runners just say, actually, you know what? The hints will give me the paths. I'll work it out. I'll work it out as I go. How hard can it be?
And we actually have a divergence here. TomPouce has decided to play Serenade and do Lake, which is pretty cool because you get to set the Scarecrow here. And here's the meds. Fire.
Fire. DC.
which we knew. Spirit.
Spirit.
There it is. There's the Spirit. Jabu we knew. And Deku.
And Deku. So Jabu we knew as well because of the path to Baronade.
Yeah.
Spirit's the big telltale there. Because that means you might have to start committing to 50. Poos, what are you doing?
Oh my god, what is that song? That's not even like fluid. That's just random that is.
Unlike that alignment chart, it's like chaotic good. You know, this is this is fully chaotic evil, isn't it?
Yeah, that is.
It's not even lawful evil. It's chaotic evil.
We got ZL from the SFM song, which is cool. Nice to have ZL early.
Chuckles. There's no Americans on comms. We can call it ZL. It's fine.
Oh my god, I would never call it ZL. That would just be
no.
Way too
It
weird.
sounds. I've been so conditioned by it that it just sounds wrong to me now.
Yeah, I do sometimes say routing as well, which is really disgusting.
Yeah, again, just our ears have been sullied. Tom's going to check child fishing, which is I kind of like doing this. You've got Serenade. They are, Sphere 0 checks that are easy to orphan, I guess. And it means that if you have to do fire, then, there's always the threat of Pierre looming, especially given how S6 has generally played out. And we know that we actually will need to beat fire, so I like having that. And it does just ease some little bits of movement as well.
Here's an interesting bow strap we've got coming up. So this is the game's massively coded fantastically well, and there's bomb flowers on the opposite side here, and the hitbox doesn't register the bow and arrow quick enough, so it actually just goes straight through and hits the bomb flower.
I find that hard enough when I'm doing it from the other side, and I can actually see the flowers. 30 still dead.
So that's 30, 40, and 50. 30, 40. Yeah, sorry, 30 and 40 are nothing. 50 is that strength, of course.
Nothing.
Oh, sorry, it's.
I had to update the note sheet specifically because you threw a hissy fit about it.
But at least we'll probably pick up Greg if the runners don't
put
pick
some
up Greg.
respect on that man's name.
What'll be great is that the runners probably won't know which one's 40 and which one's 50 and pick up Greg accidentally.
I do quite enjoy that. Link the Goron has nothing for us today. Just 5 measly rupees.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
TomPouce is going to be able to save quit here, get back into market. Sunsgraver's dead, and be able to do both the night checks and the day checks in market.
That's tasty. That, and again, these are nice early checks that often you put off because you've got more pressing things to do. You've got items that you can check stuff behind, and it's easy to maroon those. The child fishings, the open grottos, which are available to you very, very early. I'll put my teeth back in.
Yeah, and also like these market checks can also get orphaned off quite quickly, like Richard and things like that, which we may have seen a significant orphaning of Dick the dog yesterday.
I've never heard anyone call him that.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there we go. We got the Brits on comms, so we can do.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. No problems here. Carry on.
For those who don't know, Richard is Dick is a short form for Richard.
Epona's in the crater.
Yeah, nice.
What Epona is doing there, I don't know, but
yeah, get the horse out of the crater. Take the horse out of the microwave. Sorry, we're not at Weatherspoons. Yo, shoes on Richard.
Allegedly. Allegedly, by the way. I'm not getting in any trouble there.
Yeah, sorry, the owner of Weatherspoons is watching.
Choose is so nice to have early.
That really is massive. That's just going to make the routing for adult just a lot more convenient for Tom.
You can probably go. You could go straight into DC if you wanted when you age change and try and clear that out. I haven't seen how many chews he picked up. Birding Kakis Prelude.
Wah, wah. Well, at least we've got a save quit in Market and Temple of Time.
Yeah, and we have and for Child you have, even if we didn't, you also had Serenade, so that makes hiking less of a problem not having Prelude, I guess. And you will just pick that up along the way. You hope that Dodongo's Cavern is gonna be early logically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to be fair, if Tom picked up quite a few chews, he might be able to clear the whole of Green Medallion DC in this movement, which is going to be really, really helpful.
The one thing I would say is that we've had the graveyard path to King Dodongo, and that's almost certainly just a bomb bag. Like, obviously there's a chance that it's not, but it could. That's highlighted that it would be, and that kind of reduces the value of the chews maybe a little bit. But it's never nice being out of explosives, so not going to complain about picking those up.
Yeah, maybe TomPouce would actually want it to be something dumb like, I don't know, like a scale or something like that, because it would just be, you know, with TomPouce with the shoes, you kind of want something else to add to your collection rather than just having a bomb bag.
And Graveyard still path to King Dodongo.
Big chest. There's Rua's letter.
Okay, so we've had a Baronade path in Kakiri Forest. So that is going to lead us to Boomerang at this point, because it's not going to lead us to Zelda's Lullaby, because we've been able to pick that up already in adult SFM.
Yeah.
So not going to be for that. So that means that there is that Sun's in the Windmill for the dead Sunsong grave, but is nice when you've potentially got to pick up 50 skulls. I'll finish my point. Yes, so the bow, from what we've seen so far, is going to lead to the Boomerang, or there's something in the Storm's Grotto.
Yeah, we're kind of uncertain with that. I think it's kind of likely that the bow may lead to something. The rank could just be here on the archery game and have both of our Jabu items right here. Right now. Right here. Right now.
All right, Fat Boy Slim, settle down.
I was going to say, is that Fat Boy Slim?
Brighton legend.
Absolutely. As University of Sussex alumni. Oh! Hookshot?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So was I.
I know.
Have we had this conversation?
Yeah, we have.
There's a lot in adult Kakariko as we've seen. So Slingshot there obviously picked up Ruto's letter, and the more valuable shot, i.e. the hook shot on the archery game, that could very feasibly lead to a Boomerang. Shoot the Sun is also nothing.
Yeah, this really makes the path to Baronade interesting, because now we've got potential bow path giving us a hook shot. So is that the only bow to give us the only hook shot? Or is it just something completely ass random somewhere else? Like, is it just bow locked? Is it just something else in the Storm's Grotto? That path is really up for debate at the moment.
So now Tom's adult. He's doing this slightly differently. For Stuckman, he used Minuet to get into SFM. Successfully managed to warp the dimensions of space and time to get into Goron City. Pick up Bolero, go down that way. And pick up a couple of songs and some info as well. That just looks like arrows and crate. But whereas TomPouce is just walking out there, so I wonder if he's going to do Kakariko Graveyard DC maybe, and you go to the Sacred Forest Meadow later.
Yeah, this may just be a decision that Tom's made. But another thing that it could have been is that if you do the walk, like Stuck did the walk from the adult SFM to Goron City and didn't have any explosives to do any of the checks on the way. So, like, just couldn't do it. But Tom with Choose could have done all three, and maybe he was thinking, I don't want to use my Choose on these checks now because I know there's a graveyard to King Dodongo, and so I might just find a bomb bag, but I might not find the bomb bag, so I might want to conserve my shoes a little bit.
Yeah, I that makes logical sense to me.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't say logical sense. Like I talk a load of nonsense. Bloody hell.
All right, sorry, I take it back.
Yes.
Good to see that Tobias has indeed put the command in chat.
Ooh, we haven't found anything.
No, we have not.
We do have ZL. So it might just be like,
that.
What if it's just storms in the grave or something like that?
It could well be storms, couldn't it? That, I think, is probably the most likely path at this point.
Sun's grave is hinted dead, by the way. Chat.
Yeah. If it's Nocturne, then we get worried.
Ooh, goodness. It's Shadow of Stone? Oh, yeah, it is. But the only thing... It would have to be the first 4 checks in Shadow, because the rest of that's bomb locked.
You're right, I always forget that.
Yeah, that's kind of one of those dumb logic things that you need
It's one of those things you forget until you're in there without explosives, and it's like,
yeah.
Oh, you genuinely cannot go further without explosives.
Just FYI, Stuckman didn't know that the Sun's grave is dead because we found it in the open grotto in Field. TomPouce got that.
And even though they've taken different routes to get there, they're both going to be checking what this song is at roughly the same time.
Yeah, pretty outrageous, really. Could be on this torches chest here.
I was thinking that because we've got magic nice and early, you've got a bow nice and early. The problem is we don't actually have fire arrows or Din's fire yet, which could light those and could give you a bomb bag. But if whatever's here is kind of spurious in its usefulness, then I think trying to find that magic early becomes very valuable. And so does TomPouce getting those what appears to be a 10 pack of chews.
You could see Stuckman, if this is like storms, you could see Stuck save quit out of here. It is storms. It's almost like I've got the spoiler log. I haven't really. But Stuck could save quit here and just do all of Child. Like you could do Dampe, you've got Suns, so that's easy. You could do the Torches check, and then you could just do Bottom of the Well, and you've got already ZL, and you can peek the other check. So I think if I was in Stuck's position, I think I would have save quit, and gone Child.
I wonder if he's going to check these Storms grottos as adult, so that if he finds a bomb bag in one of the grottos, he can do DC without having to change back again.
That's a good point. Yeah, I like that, actually. And you get a couple of hints as well, so it's pretty cool. I think the only thing that's kind of annoying is that, again, you're walking past all these checks that you can't do. You're kind of treading over the same ground, which is something you want to try and avoid.
So playing Song of Storms in front of a Gossip Stone will spawn a big fairy that he does neither want nor need.
Yeah, true.
And he can't even save it for later.
Okay, there's nothing here, but it's going to be choose. You watch.
Oh yeah, I forgot that they're in small chests in this.
Yeah, it's not Triforce Blitz. And yes, we did see Requiem is on Ocarina of Time. Again.
So not only do we have Schrodinger's All Dungeons, we also have Schrodinger's 50 Skulls, in that we both do and do not need them until we actually find out a bit more.
Fucking hell.
The odds apparently are 42.5% for it to be required.
According to Fox yesterday, and I trust Fox. To be fair.
I also trust the maths. Although my back of the napkin math says it's 50-50. Either it is or it isn't.
You said that yesterday, and I you know, I physically shook my head when I saw you say that yesterday. I was like, oh my god, Benjy.
The only real Monty Hall problem is that people keep talking about it. That's the real problem. I actually find it all really interesting.
Stuck is actually going Shard now, so didn't even go back to DMT and do the DMT one. So if it's there, he's going to look. I got a bit of egg on his face. I think if you do one, you may as well just do the other.
The Bottom of the Well has the density. The problem is that I mean, surely he's hoping that he's going to find bombs non-bomb locked. Because if
But-
they are bomb locked, that's no good to anyone.
Well, he can't find the bomb lock bombs because we know it's path to the bomb badge.
Right, I know, but I'm saying, like, if the bombs are in the DMT grotto, for example.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah, of course. Yeah, I get what you mean. Sorry, yeah.
This is going to be Stuckman doing night market checks on the way, though, I think.
Yeah, and with Choose, he's going to be able to do these. Oh, don't say there's a bomb bag here. Don't say there's a bomb bag here. It's a mirror shield. Okay.
Well, we need that, to be fair.
Yeah. Hard required item.
Incoming CAC path to Twin Rover. There's Choose for Stuckman as well.
You know, yesterday we had a double CAC to Twin Rover.
I always enjoy when you get double or even triple paths in these settings. Like, a triple path is
What, like
wonderful.
three to the same boss kind of thing, or?
Yeah, so it's usually either... I've seen it with Mortha and Twin Rover. I guess you could have it with Bongo as well, but I just haven't seen it.
Oh, imagine that. Triple path to King Dodongo. Oh.
I said Bongo, not Dongo, but yes. triple path to King Dodongo would be hideous, and I'm also kind of here for it.
This was a big chest. I didn't see this before. Oh,
It's
it
a
is a bomb bag! On top of King Dodongo. That's big. That also tells us a bit of where the hammer is, so it means the hammer is bomb locked.
And we will need a hammer because we do have to do fire.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if the other bomb bag is here. Ah, so it is in the well.
Okay, so go into the well with the right play. Bottom of the well is also path to Queen Goma.
Excellent, and we've got a slingshot, so we know that's going to lead to our Kakiri sword.
Yeah,
Because
so it could just be the bomb
whenever you
bag,
get
and
it-
then the bomb bag leads to the Kakiri sword.
It could be, or ideally, you probably just find the Kakiri sword right there, because as we mentioned, surprising amount of the game is bomb locked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think, like I said this recently before, I think there's over 100 checks that have some form of logical, like, not like it's hard blocked by bombs, but there's logic within over 100 checks in the game.
I believe that, yeah, but it's also kind of illustrates quite how important it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might be the most important item that you can beat the game with, that you can still not have and beat the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because if you just like wing it with Choose kind of thing.
Exactly, like you cannot beat the game without a bow or without magic or whatever, but you can definitely beat it without a bomb bag. Can you beat it without a hook shot?
I think we had this discussion the other day, and I think that in these settings, there's no combination that allows that to happen.
Oh,
At least
really?
logically.
That's a shame.
Yeah, because like water needs it. Water needs at least one. Forest needs at least one, and spirit needs at least one, and shadow needs one.
Yeah. Okay. I stand disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, if you had forest not where it is, if you had like dungeon ER on, then oh my god, we're pushing the Armos block.
Let's go!
Where's Ginger? Somebody ping Ginger.
This is, by the way, this is not the new weekly settings, even though they've specifically changed things so that this is in logic in league settings.
Yeah.
In weekly settings, so that allows DC to be in Jabu. Because if anyone's not been paying attention, weekly settings for the next month or so are Dungeon ER.
Which is really exciting.
It's good. I don't expect it to become standard going forward, but I think it is interesting for a period just to try things out. Push players out their comfort zone a little bit.
I will disagree, and I think you've heard it here first, folks, that season 7 will have Dungeon ER.
Interesting, like something like Dungeon ER. It really helps those players who play kind of the other, not rule sets necessarily, other settings, right? So you play a lot of RSL, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And
Four
so,
sins.
yeah, so runners who play RSL will be more familiar with the various logic behind dungeon entrance randomizers, or people who play mixed pools, or like it rewards you for playing, for kind of having that deeper understanding, I guess, of the game.
Mm-hmm. You know what runners are actually doing quite well in the Dungeon ER settings? It's runners who are good at multi-world as well, because multi-world is
Oh,
has
interesting.
Dungeon
I'd like that.
ER as one of the draft settings. So you're seeing like, Decker and Drew do really well in weekly settings at the moment. Just people who are more akin to that. So there's quite a lot of, like you said, like mixed pools runners, RSL runners. They're going to kind of like it. But there's not. I was actually really thinking about this the other day. Like, I couldn't really say a runner who would be of the top level that's really impacted by Dungeon ER. But there's a lot of like mid runners who are going to kind of significantly shift from being, from getting that kind of Division 6, Division 7 kind of rating. Like people like me, I think, if we did a league of Dungeon ER, I think I'd probably be more in Division 5 than Division 7.
Yeah, I think that probably tracks. Like generally, the best runners are the best runners because they're good everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They understand the logic well. They root well. Their execution's really good. Oh, there's a big chest on the other side of the bridge.
Here we go.
Like they're good for a variety of reasons, and there's an empty bottle.
No, I absolutely agree. Like the good runners are good, and that's why, like in the mixed pools tournaments last year, who were the top runners, like Goomba and E. Cola, like they're just the runners that normally do well in tournaments. So
yeah, I mean, you look at some of the teams in the multi-world semi-finals, and it's like, oh yes, these are good runners. I am not surprised that they're in the multi-worlds.
yeah, but it's also, I think multi-world's kind of a bit of it sticks out a little bit because let's just do graveyard to start off with, and then I'll finish that in a bit, because we've got some big chests here, which is big Goron sword, which I often find is there.
Yeah, 30-minute time save. Let's go.
Yeah, getting it proper early as well.
I remember seeing something at one point where someone was saying that actually Big Goron Sword isn't that useful and it's just a meme and it's kind of not worth going to pick it up.
You know what? What was that? I think I remember either I was commentating with the person or I was listening to the person. And I do kind of actually agree that in some instances the Big Goron Sword is actually just a time loss. Like having the Big Goron Sword out in Ice Cavern is actually just annoying because you don't swipe in the right angle to kill the Ice Keys with the Big Goron Sword, but you do with...
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you if you do a vertical slash with the Big Goron Sword against an Ice Keys, you will just miss it.
That's interesting. Did not know that.
So whenever I'm in Ice Cavern, I'll always change to the Master Sword.
And obviously when you're in Fire Temple, usually you switch to the Master Sword because...
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
Big Goron Sword's effectiveness against the Flare Dancers is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Why it's just the Flare Dancers and Ganon that have that damage table, I don't know.
It's because they're strong against the Gorons and the Gorons made it.
You know what? That actually does stand up to a bit of scrutiny.
There we go. A bit of lore there.
This, by the way, confirms that it absolutely is Song of Storms that's your path in the graveyard.
So we've got to go into the well next.
And although Stuckman hasn't seen it, he would want to go into the well anyway because we know that the path to Goma is there. Is that just the bomb bag or is it something else? Who knows?
Yeah, could be quite a lot of items in the well here. Could find more than one item. Especially with early access to it. My finishing four, as we probably see chickens at the moment, so get your chickens in chat. No, we're not going to see chickens. Don't take your chickens away.
He might do chickens after he activates the well.
Pause the chickens. Pause chickens.
On the multi-world, I think it does reward teams that have that good synchronicity.
Yes, I think that's it. Yeah, because if you look at the match yesterday, it was the German team, Schulze, Xavi, and I forgot the other member of that team, Ramond maybe.
Is it Ramond?
And yeah, and then you also had like Decker, Drew, and Master Alex, and like they're quite a lot of them were in the ZSR tournament, but also a lot of them were just in the Challenge Cup. So they're not like the best of the best runners. It really does reward that kind of dynamic. And I highly recommend that you listen to the next episode of the Gossip Stone podcast when we're going to have Decker on. And we're going to talk a bit of multi-world. And I will make sure I will get all the secrets from Decker.
If you haven't seen it already, we restreamed a couple of the games of one of the multi-world semis. Was it the semis we did? We had Snack Pack versus the highest Gorons, and Decker joined us on comms for game 2 of that. And
right.
he was I mean, just a nice guy, but he's very insightful around the kind of the various quirks and play styles of multi-world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that would be really interesting. Yeah, Decker's a funny guy. All right, chickens, let's go.
What do you think?
Oh, bloopy. All right, that's technically a bloopy. I win.
Is it though?
It would have been a bloopy if we didn't have a bow.
Right, but we have a bow.
Whatever. I'm half right. I'll take that.
You take the W's where you can get them.
Exactly. I need them as well. Okay, bottom of the well, like path to Queen Goma, and also is going to lead to our bomb bag because Storms is path to King Dodongo confirmed. But of course, some of these runners, one of them being TomPouce, doesn't even need the bomb bag here.
And of course, it's another goddamn slingshot. I swear there's like 12 slingshots in this game.
Always the sling bags. Does kind of mean that we're definitely not needing the... it's not going to be stupid slingshot logic in here.
No, we had a Sphere Zero slingshot. That's another slingshot. It's definitely leading to the K-Sword.
Yeah.
By the way, that was the final sometimes hint I think we saw in the maze, which was that the iron boots chest at the back of Ice Cavern is junk.
Oh, okay. A bit of a junk hint, really.
It's a junk hint until it has an item, a good item, in which case all of a sudden you're like, don't know about this one.
Ins.
Okay. Put that back.
Yeah, that's bomb locked as well, so that's not the path to King Dodongo. But it could be the path to Queen Goma. Scale.
Again, the bait of the well.
Yay! Can you find all the fun items in the well, please? Thank you.
Could be that your logical bomb bag's in Zora's domain.
Yeah. Oh, there's a hammer. That's it, isn't it?
That's not bomb locked.
No, that's going to be our. So that's the Oh no, you don't want to open that one. That opens up another re-dead stuck one. There's another
re-dead in there.
Yeah. Oh no, maybe
I
not.
thought it was just keys.
Yeah, it's just keys. Yeah, so that hammer is going to get us the bomb bag in the DMT wall.
Logic solved.
Logic done. I can do that logic.
And this also means that the longer that you don't find the Kakiri sword and the more other items you find here,
oh god,
the more you kind of go, okay, which of these is my path?
Yeah, it could be any of them. It could be scale. It's probably well, now we know it's the scale isn't our logical access into domain because the hammer gets its bomb bag.
Yeah, so you can get in that way.
Mm-hmm. So it's not that. It would be if it's the scale. It'd be the scale for something else.
And what are the scale lock checks? It's lab dive logically, potentially the Tektite grotto, and that's it, right?
Yeah.
TomPouce.
Oh.
No,
Yeah, he got
missed it.
done in by a wall. Oh, it's another big chest. It's a
Oh,
bomb bag.
that confuses me slightly. I guess regardless of whether Storms is part of King Dodongo, because it either leads to your bomb bag to get the hammer to get the other bombs, or
Yeah.
the bomb bag. So
Yeah.
either way, you need Storms.
So to clarify that, bottom of the well is not path to King Dodongo. But the Storms is path to King Dodongo. So funky ass logic there.
Anything on Dead Hand? No. We can still check the side room and the basement, so the case hall could still be here. Or alternatively, it's locked behind bombs or hammer or dins. So good luck.
Actually, I found to kind of extrapolate the point that I just made. Now we can kind of associate that with the path to Queen Goma, and now we know that the bomb bag is not path for the Kakiri sword. Might still need a bomb bag, but it's not path for the bomb bag.
Right. Yes, I see what you mean. Because you can pick up another bomb bag with just the hammer.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you.
Yeah, I know. It's logic can be frustrating at times.
And no case sword.
No direct case sword. So Din's hammer scale. Other three.
And for TomPouce, he's going to try and do as much of forest as he can.
Yeah, I mean, forest is stone. This is interesting. I mean,
In a way, he's only got the first half to do because he doesn't have strength, so he can't go that high up. He can do, clear the courtyard. He can do the floor master chest because he's got hover boots, but that'll limit him. And at the moment, he doesn't need to do stone forest. Nothing. Sad.
And also, the well to Goma hint was in DMT Storms, and I am 98% sure that he did that after he got the bomb bag, so he knows that well's required. But we know that Requiem is on OOT, and Tom's on 11 schools and did the Armos push, so I've got a feeling that Tom's playing this massively safe. And I think it's AD 50.
Tom's putting himself in a position where if it's AD 50, he's got a little bit done. Certainly, I think even if it's not AD, doing it to get a lot of skulls, that makes all sorts of sense to me.
Yeah, he's kind of just saying I'm going to do AD, and also one of the benefits of doing AD is that you wouldn't need to cross the wasteland.
That is true.
You do gain a bit of time there. But I don't know. I think maybe I would have chosen the path well over stone forest.
Yeah, pushing your hard progression is kind of, I find, generally a good strategy.
Let's be crunchy, man. Good point. There's a lot of schools in forest, so
I think you're
getting double bubble.
6?
Yeah, if there's five schools, 4 of them are really early. So 4 of them are in this early bit that Tom can do now.
Where's the other one? Oh, in the basement.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so right at the end of the seed.
I keep thinking that one counts as early because I've been watching Blitz.
Yeah, I know you've been playing a bit. I was going to say
it's not gone right. It's not gone great.
Oh, I've played a few seasons. Honestly, it's just been. I'm seeing people posting seed of the day in the channel, and they're like, "I'm done in 110," and I'm like still there at 150, and I'm like, "I've found one piece. Like, what is going on? I'm so bad."
So Tom is, I think, committed at this point to clearing out all he can of forest.
Yeah, there's also something to say about changing ages, and you want to kind of reduce the changes of ages as much as possible, even if it is quite kind of easy. It still
Yeah, it is.
takes 30 seconds every time.
If you can save a couple of age changes over the course of a seed, that's maybe a minute, a couple of minutes, and that time does add up.
Absolutely. So Stuck now adult, but Stuck has the opportunity to do DC here, so...
I can finally clear out these bomb grottos.
Yeah, that was a wallet on that one.
Which, never going to complain about having a wallet, unless it's the only item you find in a path area. Then I would complain.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily help us out today, because we don't need the choose anymore. And, like, the tunic? Yeah, alright, maybe. The Goron tunic, but...
I love playing an instrument that also doubles up as a weapon.
Yeah. What? Oh my god, is it a Simpsons episode? That, like, they changed their violins into machine guns or something like that in an episode? I don't know. Something like that.
Probably. I mean, that's like one of the classic mafia tropes, isn't it? Like, you have guitar cases and violin cases, and they've got guns in them.
Yeah.
Stuckman just does not like Majora's Mask, evidently. Earning himself the blood rupee.
Mm-hmm.
There's the other OOT is Requiem hint.
That's not the first time that he's seen that, right?
No, because it's in the Kokiri Storms Grotto as well, which he checked.
Okay. Wait. Stuck doesn't know that Requiem's on OOT yet, then.
He checked the Storms Grotto, right? Before he age changed to do well.
Oh, he did. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. So Stuck just got the hint, and TomPouce had the hint. Okay. Yeah. Got it.
Stuckman's about to be disappointed.
As we all are. I'm always thoroughly disappointed with everything.
Yeah. Comes with being British, really, I guess.
How was the snow where you were?
We had we had a fair amount on Wednesday, actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I can. Oh, if people join the Discord, ! Discord, I'll post some pictures of cats in snow.
Nice. Okay. That's pretty cool.
There's the repeat of the Kokiri Forest of Baronade hint.
So, do you want to hear a really dumb story?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I had to go out in the snow on Wednesday. So we had quite a bit of snow. We had like 2 inches of snow. And so I went out in the snow yesterday, and my shoes that I thought were watertight had a hole in them in the sole. So my foot got really wet. So I couldn't wear those shoes today, because it was still wet. So I had to choose between my pumps that have grip on the bottom, but also are made out of like fabric.
Yeah.
Or I could wear my like fake leather shoes that have no grip on them whatsoever, so I'd probably fall on my ass, but at least my feet...
But they are waterproof, yeah.
Yeah, so I went with the pumps in the end, because I felt like maybe it didn't look so bad, maybe my feet wouldn't get so wet. And like, it was awful. I had to go to Marks and Spencer's. There's the only shop that was open at 8:30 to buy another pair of shoes and a pack of socks.
Amazing. I had a job interview a couple of weeks ago, and I was kind of, smart myself up in the morning. Was like, oh, I haven't packed my smart shoes in the move, and I do not have time to go and buy a new pair of shoes. So mercifully, my girlfriend is the same size feet as I am, so I found a pair of her smarter, more unisex shoes and got away with those. Nice. I was tempted to wear high heels, but I think I had the wrong socks for it.
Yeah, KLO's absolutely right. We're pansies in the snow. We are.
We can't all be Scottish.
No.
TomPouce is just covering up checks that we've already seen on Stuckman's side. Stuckman is dipping into fire before clearing out DC, which is interesting. Not because he can do all of fire. He may not be able to logically do all of fire, but
Sorry, I'm flirting with Doc, and it's
shock.
and it's confused. It's distracting me. Yeah, I agree with whatever you just said.
Yeah, it was about doing fire before DC.
Okay, yeah. Interesting decision. For all the
So
factors that
far,
you said.
yeah, we're not too far away from an hour done, and we've not found a strength yet. And so, the longer you go without seeing it, the more I think you'd say, if you hadn't already, you commit to 50.
Yeah, just imagine if that strength is like our logical first strength.
Tom forgot his Chaos Scarecrow song.
Yeah.
Oh, he remembered it. So A left, A right, down, A. Oh my god.
It's like it's like a sonata, but the wrong way round. Because that goes da da da. No, elegy. I'm thinking of elegy. Da 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 da.
I don't know the Majora's Mask songs well enough. But when I did my first ever actual vanilla playthrough of this game last year, I knew enough to know that there was one 8-note song in Majora's Mask that I could use as my Scarecrow song.
Yeah.
So I picked the Goron Lullaby.
Yeah, I do know a runner who plays both that their Scarecrow song in OOT is Goron Lullaby, and their Scarecrow song in MMR is Bolero.
I feel like Sea Falcon does it, among others, maybe?
Oh, okay.
And the thing that gets me about Tom's Scarecrow songs is, yes, they're chaos, right? But it's not like it's the same chaos every seed.
Yeah, there was a meme, and I think this must have been like season 4, maybe. I saw this picture of just all Tom's songs, and there was what do you call it? Like not an investigation, but there was like a review to try and see if we can piece together where the hell these songs come from, and like nobody knew. Nobody could do it.
Inscrutable.
If Tom comes in, we're just gonna have to be like, you can't leave until you tell us what this is all about. Like, I want to be the person that finds out.
This will be great, getting that exclusive interview.
Yeah.
I look forward to being disgraced in about 20 years' time, when they found out that we obtained the interview through questionable methods.
And we put it on the front of the Sun.
Hashtag don't buy the Sun.
Oh God, no.
By the way, I don't know if you know this, given everything that's going on today, but if we say anything that can be deemed controversial, then apparently the mods of this channel can decide that we are going to step back from our presenting duties. At which point, I hope that all the other commentators also say they won't do it out of solidarity. Hashtag current affairs.
Should we see? Who else has said they're not doing it now? I knew Ian Wright said he's not doing it now.
Alan Shearer, who was also scheduled to be on Sundays, also not doing it.
Really? Oh wow, that's really funny.
I wonder if Gary Lineker had tweeted out in support of these, I'm trying to find a way to be diplomatic, horrible policies on some of the society most desperate. I wonder then if there'd be such a stink. I wonder if there'd be such a stink about his impartiality then. That there would.
Oh, right,
that's
okay.
mysterious.
Yeah. If it was a pro Brexit comment, it would be like, yeah, like we're all for it. But no, it has to be, and they has to be pro immigration, and therefore everybody hates it.
This is the point where I'm going to put a lid on this
I
one.
mean the media.
Yeah.
Hello.
We'll move on.
Let's move on and get back to the game. Like everyone has opinions about politics, and I'm also going to say I probably agree with most of yours. That being said, let's just
This is not a political stream. Yep, fair
Nah.
point.
Let's just talk about. I mean, in all like, there's not a ton going on. Stuck is in fire, and
TomPouce is
is
clearing
just
out fields.
climbing, and we've said before, like he doesn't have Pierre set up, and
No,
it's gonna
that
get
is true.
spicy pretty quickly. He does have a bow, so he won't get bow locked. But the more and the more that you climb, like I think Stuck probably just wants to find the BK and just be done with fire. But no, unfortunately, he's having to climb.
No, we found nice early boss key in Forest, so I guess he was hoping to see the same here.
Yeah, and Tom is. To be fair, Tom's now heading towards GTG.
Interesting.
So we knew from this. We're gonna have to wind this back now from early on in the seed, where we
There's
had a
the boss key,
Kakiri
by the way.
Forest to. Oh, okay, that's fair. We had Kakiri Forest to Baronade. We found a bow, and the bow gave us the hook. And so we had this complicated scenario now where like, that is another slingshot. That's the third of 13 slingshots.
How are there so many slingshots? TomPouce is paying a visit to the lads.
Yo, it's the boys. Let's
The
go. No,
boys.
we're the lads. They're the boys.
They're the boys. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite boy?
Oh, my favorite boy is the running man that sits at the back.
Do you remember any of their names?
Oh, isn't one Spike Vegeta?
Maybe. I just know that one is called Shiro because that's the name of a streamer I like's dog.
Oh yeah.
I think in the randomizer that is the carpenter. When you get easy fortress, that is Shiro's the carpenter that you save. I think.
Let me try and go into the back of my brain and see if I can do that. I think their names are Pausies. Need to just fix something and then I can do it.
Fix your googling, yeah.
I think I'm not even googling it. I'm trying to get Meraxis's tracker up, and it's coming a pain. Is it Shiro, Ichiro, Jiro, and Saburu? There we go.
Good knowledge. So TomPouce is death warping, and because obviously he visited the boys, that's a big chest, by the way.
Ooh.
Because he visited the boys, it sets this point outside the tent.
Yeah, one of the benefits of having a few hearts is doing that.
I think we're past the point where where you'll see runners really open small chests unless they're really short on explosives or ammunition, or they found themselves on low health. Like otherwise, I think we're not seeing those small chests be opened. Like they're probably at a stage where they're comfortable with the amount of health that they have.
Yeah, and Stuck has that bottle as well. So the bottle was on 10 schools. So Tom doesn't have it yet. He's not visited the schoolhouse, but with that bottle as well, having the fairy, yeah, we're gonna see very few small chests open. Just very quickly, I did see Ginger before, like sub. So thanks Ginger for that, and Cozy Shark, thanks for subscribing as well.
Fire arrows. I mean, it is Fire Temple, so sure.
Works out. But we
Why
didn't find
not?
the ice arrows in the ice temple.
No, that is criminal, to be honest.
Found it. Unless Midos is cold. Maybe he can't pay for his energy bills because of the cost of living.
Or maybe he can really pay for them and he's just got the air conditioning blasting out.
Yeah, that's it. It's the aircon in Midos' house is just outrageous.
It's terrible. I mean, that sounds like exactly the sort of thing he would do. I get the feeling he's not fussed about the climate crisis, even as he sees the Deku tree wither in front of him.
Yeah, I've never spoken to the inhabitants of Kakiri Forest after the Deku tree died. Were they all like surprised? I don't know.
It's a good question, actually. I feel like a lot of the time they just don't mention it.
Yeah, like the deity that was been overlooking the forest for hundreds of years has suddenly gone and done one.
Here's Volvagia from Stuckman. TomPouce is going to do some HBA. Let's go 1690.
Ooh, nice. I'm going to say 1780.
Ooh. Bomb strats for Volvagia for Stuckman. This is quicker, although they don't have the same time constraints that they might otherwise, because they went and bought a Gortaron tunic with the money that they obtained from killing the Skull Kid.
Of course, they stole the money from the kid. Oh my god, I'm going to win. 1710. Did you say 1710? No. Wow, Ginger was going for 1800. Whoa. Oh, there's another bottle.
He is gonna do GTG, but he's gonna pick up this skull here first, I think.
Oh, that is. I tell you what, that is actually really interesting. That once you do the HBA game and you play Suns, it
sets it back there.
Yeah. Okay, that's exciting. That's interesting.
Good knowledge. Good knowledge.
The only thing is that you'd have to walk back from. Oh no, you could just play Suns again, couldn't you? Just play Suns again, and you'll go back to that point.
I love using Suns as a cheeky little walk back to where you entered. Also, TomPouce is killing these swag walks.
Yeah, he's doing well. There was one point in was it Lake Hylia? He tried to do it or somewhere, and it took him like 4 tries to do it. And it's like, Tom, you're just wasting time now.
No, the swag saves time. That's the whole point. That's why everyone runs OoT, right? To prove how cool you are.
Yeah. The cooler you are, the better you play.
This is true. It's why all the good runners wear sunglasses or what, I don't know. Oh, there's a model which the
all people do. They wear sunglasses.
I don't know. I guess so. Oh, I think it's the Fox, the Fox model where for gauntlets he wears sunglasses.
Oh,
which I think is very cool.
I've seen a couple of these, like the models, and they change like outfits and things like that.
Because custom models, as of the start of S6, are now race legal, providing they use the same skeleton. Neither runner today is using those, and I don't know about those.
I think the only thing that I would say with those iron boots is that negates kind of scale logic potentially. Well, it negates a bit more of the scale logic. It still can be lab dive.
Yeah, that's the only check in the game that you can only logically get through scales. Obviously, if scales lock up things and yada yada yada, I get that. But that is the only flat check where the game expects you to only have gold scale. It's the only thing that puts it in logic.
Mm-hmm. And Salty Cracker with a good point in that we now have the items to do the toilet. So we don't have strength 2, so there's no, you might as well just do the toilet because you can't deduce whether it's going to be a key or not.
That is true. Yeah, that is a very good point. And TomPouce going in here makes sense. And also, actually, given that there's still the spectre of all dungeons kind of lurking over the seed, having iron boots maybe not the worst thing to have. But happy 1 hour, Chuckles.
Yo.
Tobias is beating us to the commands in chat, so you can follow our wonderful runners who are kind of pillars of the Francophone Zoot community, Stuckman and TomPouce. Our wonderful trackers today, Vava and Shay. Of course, Chuckles alongside me on commentary. The 501st member of the esteemed Chuckles lineage. And we've got Gutruun race monitoring. And as you heard earlier, desperately trying to keep us on track. Tobias is restreaming today. And I hope I've not forgotten anyone, but I think we covered. You've
forgotten yourself, you lovely son of a gun.
I can't. If you thank yourself, it sounds weird, right?
No, I do it all the time.
that tracks, yeah. And of course, the wonderful chat who are kind of deciphering things for us and enjoying the top quality content. We haven't quite had riveting content yet, but we did get the Armos push. I'll take that again. We did get the Armos push in DC, which is still good.
It's riveting enough, I think.
Yeah. As far as I know, the official riveting content is the Armos. Is the Armos push.
Armos. The Armos.
You know what I mean? I'm doing sounding very Sean Connery all of a sudden.
Oh yeah.
The push in spirits to use fire to get the to shoot the arrow through the torch up there to get the map chest, but we know we're not seeing that state because we have not one but 2 fire sources.
Yeah, I'm not keeping track of keys really in GTG. I mean, we won't be able to deduce it at the end of it, but
How do you feel about peeking the maze before you go and do the loop?
Absolutely, all the time. I think if you don't do it, I think you're crazy. There you go. I said it.
I'm with you there because it helps me know how many keys do I need. Is there even anything in there that's worth kind of going for? So you can make you think, okay, do I need to come back at some point? If not,
and I think people are like, oh, but you can just peek at the top, where it's like, if I peek to start off with, I don't even need to go in that room, so it saves me time that way. Yeah, I think
2 keys right side. So that means the center of the maze is logically Song of Time locked, but there's nothing in the center from what I could see. It just looks like loads of keys.
Yeah, and the 4th chest was also a key. So we kind of are really kind of wonky with the key logic here. Like Song of Time, those keys there are all the keys are kind of important. If there's something in the maze, which there might not be.
And as we mentioned, TomPouce doesn't have any strength at all, actually, at the moment, so he can't check what's in strength 2. And he shaped like he was going to do toilet and then decided against it.
Interesting. I mean, the problem with toilet is actually not the check itself, but it's collecting the silver rupees is the pain in the backside.
I mean, the check isn't great.
The check isn't great, but it's not, like, for these runners, it'll be fine. Oh, he doesn't have enough hearts to do it, so he's coming around the back here to pick up the hearts.
I see. This does actually make a little bit of sense. He also picked up chews from that small chest, and that explains why he opened the small chest, because he was looking for some more health.
He was looking for a heart. Yeah, makes sense.
So this is going to be toilet.
Yeah, Tom with the bigger brain. I would have just died and... Oh, wow, that was a nice little strat there to do that side roll and to jump up onto the Song of Time block. I like that.
I was thinking that was clean.
Oh, have I died? Have you died?
No, we're back.
Had a maybe potential German internet configuration.
I'm pretty sure TomPouce absolutely did not want to fall into the fire there.
Did he get all the silver rupees though?
He did. He did manage to get all the silver rupees.
But still doesn't have the potentially have the health. Yeah, just lost 8 seconds.
And that means he's going to still try and see if he can plunder some health from these small chests.
Yeah.
And whenever you need something from a small chest, you're not getting it.
I know.
The maze looks very uneventful.
Piece of heart, go. It's a red roof.
20 rupees.
So Tom's going to finish. Stuck is going to finish DC and actually be a med over Tom at this rate. Small bombs. I think you just do it, Tom. Just do it. You've got enough. You'll be fine.
He doesn't have a spare. He doesn't have a spare bottle and a fairy, does he?
But you can. You've got 20 seconds. That's enough to get a few, and then rise back to the top, and then go get the other ones. Don't get hit by that bubble though. Ginger is
even 20 seconds.
The commentators and trackers.
Doesn't he get 18 seconds?
Yeah, he'll have time. He'll be fine. So.
It's braver than I.
He's good enough. Just don't get hit by the shell blades. That'd be really annoying.
Yeah, not on the best of terms with those guys.
Because you could see it and then also
yeah, that's the thing. You don't necessarily
die and it's fine. Oh dear. Oh
Is he gonna come up in time?
You've only got 8 seconds, mate. Now.
I was gonna say you come up and you can go back down for all of 8 seconds.
Oh dear. I think no, he's going for it. Tom's going for it. He's gonna drop. He won't have enough time to get back up.
No, but you can see what it is. It's a key.
It's a key. There we go.
Wop wop.
Adventurous toilet. That was the most riveting toilet content I think I've ever seen.
By the way, Rob Draven does correctly point out the irony if he finds a piece of heart in the chest.
Yes, that would have been great.
Alas.
Very good. Very
So
good content.
Where does Tom go now? Across the wasteland, see if you can check what's on.
Cross, yeah. So my idea of him like spamming the schools early on to avoid crossing the wasteland potentially is down the drain.
We know it's not Prelude because that's on Burning Cack, and we know that it's not eyeing her up. That's I assume he was going for some sort of setup there.
What? What? He's just recoiled off the platform and he was at the bottom. I've never seen that before. That was so good.
Someone want to clip that? Someone want to clip that?
Oh my god, somebody please clip that.
I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, we know that it's not Prelude because that's on Burning Cack, and we know that OOT is Requiem. But what song is out here, we don't know. That leaves Saria's, Bolero, and Nocturne.
Oh, Nocturne, yeah. Pick up Nocturne. We know where Din's Fire is, right? We picked up Din's. Din's is in the well? Oh, Tom's not been to the well.
In the well. Tom has not been to the well and also doesn't have the hammer from the well. Or the scale, which we are less.
So I would have said Tom had an advantage like at the start of the seed by picking up the choose. But like doing GTG, didn't get anything from that. And now has a medallion down and hasn't been to the well yet. So he needs to do some of these things because already done.
Doesn't have either fire source, i.e. Din's Fire, or the fire arrows from the Fire Temple. So we can't check the Wasteland check, which isn't hinted because we've had all our sometimes hints.
Yeah, Stuck's got both of them. Wow, this is the tide's turning in the 1v1 Zoota game.
It's interesting. Depending on what TomPouce finds out here, this could be a total dud. Although he did pick up the iron boots from the Gerudo Fortress. Clean naked wasteland there from TomPouce.
Mm-hmm. Well, not naked because he had hover boots.
He had hover boots to cross the river of sand. Yeah. Yes,
but he did lensless. This is the nicheness of like chat would destroy you, so I had to correct you for that. Sorry, Benjy.
Oh, I like that mirror shield colour for Stuckman.
Did you? It look like mustard.
I like yellow. Yellow's my favourite colour.
No, is it?
Yeah.
No.
For all my sins. That's French vanilla, I guess. Getting double defense from a Great Fairy Fountain.
Yes. I agree.
Normally it's the one outside Ganon's castle, right?
Yeah. But I think it's even more apt because this is like, oh, that's really smart. Being able to Z-target that. Oh, Tom just like showing off. Like, I'm really, really impressed with...
I was going to say, I don't think Tom's going to be able to make this this skull in time, but he's got Sun Song.
Oh, yeah, okay. Good point.
Oh,
he just missed it.
Yeah, and at the moment, as Salty points out, that is the only strength we know about so far is on 50 skulls.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? If that's like the first strength and the others are like behind Forest Temple and stuff like that.
Also, just once, I'd like to see a runner fill the Oasis.
Yeah, you have to play Storms, don't you?
You do, and I think it gets you loads of fairies as a result.
Gets you loads of fairies. Mm-hmm.
Stuck is very much committing to these skulls. Throgs 2 is dead, which was the last always hint we were missing, I think.
We got a big gore on him?
I'm pretty sure he crafts a rupee of
some sort. Hold on. Dude. There's a Kakiri sword up there.
What?
There's a Kakiri sword on the top of the arch.
Are you sure?
there's a Kikiri sword on top of the arch. And you know what that means? It's all dungeon.
That does mean it's all dungeons. That's the stupidest way for it to be AD I've ever seen. For the Colossus Arch.
Wait, so Din's was in bottom of the well, and it's path to Goma, and Shadow's a stone. So the Din's is path to Goma.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. You know what? I'm genuinely quite pleased with that.
Oh. Amazing. It's Blairo. There's another.
We're only just. I've realised we've had that available for a while because
both runners have done DC.
TomPouce did DC like half an hour ago, maybe a bit more, and just had not been back to Temple of Time yet.
So just to clarify for Tobias, Din's path to Goma, because Shadow. So Requiem is on all dungeons. To get all dungeons, we need all 3 stones. Shadow is a stone. We need Din's to beat Shadow.
And this also means that we desperately need a strength to finish Forest Temple, so that early Forest dip from TomPouce feels a little bit better. And we also need to find the long shot.
If that is the first strength.
I mean, that would be disgusting.
No. We got Nocturne from there, so that's really good. So with the stuff that we have available to us, we can beat Shadow. So Shadow is beatable if Tom heads to the well and picks up the Dinsire.
I think going Child here can only be for clearing out the well. He can't do Deku because he knows where the Kikiri sword is.
He knows where the sword is. He knows where the sword is. Oh my god.
And he can't do Jabu because he doesn't have the boomerang. And there's no point dipping in there to see if you get a vanilla boomerang because it's been hinted.
Oh, this is crazy.
This is
such chaos. This is the second seed in 2 days where like just like the Requiem logic and just everything just generates chaos and it makes me sad.
All right, do you want something hideous?
All right.
What if the boomerangs say in Deku?
Yeah.
Because it's the bow path in Kikiri Forest to get the hook shot so you can clear, because you need a hook shot to clear. You need both hook shots to clear Water Temple, so you can get OOT to get the Kikiri sword from the arch, and your boomerangs in Deku.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah, me too.
I love it though.
Even as I was saying it, I was like, "This is disgusting," because that means you've got to have 50 without a boomerang. That's yuck. At least we have a hook shot.
At least we have a hook shot. At least we have a bottle. At least we have Ruto's letter. Gariz Fortress is path to Twin Rover.
Excuse me? That's the iron boots.
Yeah, because water is a stone. And you need the iron boots to beat water to get Requiem.
So the question is then, is it even if there wasn't a K sword on the arch, would we still need to do all dungeons because there's a boss key there?
Yeah.
Or is it just logical? It says go and get OOT so you can get this one key from Child's side, which you don't need. Although as it is, we do need to pick it up anyway.
Yeah, so it could be like it could be logical AD for the keys, but it could be hard AD for the keys. But it doesn't matter because it's hard AD.
After all of this, if you don't actually need Requiem to beat Spirit Temple, but you need it anyway for that one check.
Yeah. This is great. I love this game so much.
Right. See, this is... Look, I know... Normally I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, let's have an AD 50 skulls, because I know that sometimes those really suck to actually play. But at least this is a kind of... This is a funny AD 50 skulls.
Yeah. These last 2 races have been like really good 50 ADCs. It's not like your bog standard, just clear everything. The logic's simple. You just need to do all the checks and it's boring to watch. No, you're absolutely right. This is fun insight. Like collecting these skulls is going to be... Ooh, hello.
do my best Goro Goro impression. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
I'm done.
For my birthday last year, I was gifted a Song of Storms music box, which I thought was quite funny.
I'm finished.
And I meant to play it earlier when Stuckman drained the well, and I forgot. So I'm glad that I managed to get it in.
Yes. I was in the middle of a really important point.
You were about how
it wasn't. It really wasn't.
All your points are important about how this is an interesting AD50.
Yeah, that would do. Wait. There was a wallet on 20.
Yeah, when he picked that up, I was like, wait, does that mean that Stuckman also has the Giant's wallet? And he does have the Giant's wallet, and we just missed it.
All right.
That's a French vanilla wallet, I think.
That's
right?
a French vanilla wallet because it's normally on 10. Yeah, the Stone of Agony is on 20.
Stuckman's going to do HBA and not find anything there, but they will, of course, find their iron boots on the fortress roof,
Absolutely.
assuming they remember to check it. I have seen, really good runners leave the fortress roof before.
Oh, yeah, that was a certain Canadian runner did that in their winners bracket match.
Like it's easily done. Everyone has checks that sometimes they just miss.
It's actually a losers bracket match, but they are Canadian, and they lost to a French runner.
How's your nerve, Stuckman?
Squeaky bum time.
He's got to get the 100. He's got to get the 100. He nailed it.
Yeah, let's go.
And that's my sort of riveting content.
But will he play a Suntier? He actually is. Was I the only person in the Ocarina of Time community to not know playing Suntier? Like, put you here. Where does the Gerudo guard go? Where does she go?
I mean, probably to bed.
But where? There's no beds in. There's no beds in Gerudo Fortress.
They've got like a kitchen area. They might well have living quarters. We just never see it in OOTR because why would you have why would you have that when you can just beat one guard and be done with it?
I want to know where she sleeps. I want to know the nighttime temperature of Gerudo Fortress. So I know what duvet that I need. Yeah. Because it's probably really hot in the day, but it's quite often cold at night. So if I need a good Tom,
that's
duvet.
the wrong way.
That's the wrong way. He's just done. He's just like, what am I doing? Just throwing chickens in a pen. Don't speak to her that quickly. That's a prime way of getting soft block.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I've not seen that one before.
Yeah, somebody did that in one of their league matches and got really annoyed about it. It might have been me.
When you say it might have been you, I think we all know what you mean.
It was definitely me.
Yeah. So here's the well for TomPouce, and they'll pick up in various orders a second bomb bag, a scale, the hammer, and Din's fire. It's a pretty bountiful well. After one point, it looked like the well might be pretty much entirely bait. Now we know that we absolutely need that Din's fire. Second time we're going to see GTG without any strength. Where are these strengths, man?
The strengths are just AWOL.
They've got to be. At this point, you're feeling that maybe 50 skulls just is the first strength.
We're getting to a point where everything we need to do could be one strength blocked. So ice, we could do the whole of ice.
I was thinking
that's not strength blocked.
Ice is probably out the last place we haven't been that they can still logically do.
Mm-hmm.
We might need that, Tom. was going to say, why don't you do the boomerang strat? And then I remembered
It doesn't have the rang.
he does not have the rang.
Of all the strats we've seen from TomPouce today, he can't do that one.
Like, where again, we still don't know where that rang is. We know it's got to be bow locked somehow, right? That's the only item we found there.
Yeah, we did the storms check, didn't we? We didn't find anything else there, so it's definitely the bow. Yeah.
It's definitely the bow, and by extension, the hook.
What else has the bow unlocked though? Has the bow? We didn't find anything in GTG.
It was all we've seen. It gave us the hook shot from the adult archery.
The only thing we've seen is the hook from the archery. We haven't seen anything else from like GTG or HBA or anything else that could be bow locked, right?
No, we haven't.
No,
Nothing.
Okay. So it is just bow hook at the moment.
Second toilet check of the day.
Let's go. 36 seconds this time. Too easy almost.
I was like, oh, there's a big chest in the well, and I was like, yes, we've seen this.
We've seen all these. I'll say thanks for everyone sticking around to watch this match. We've got a really, really fun match at the moment.
Chat making the point that even if you don't actually need the 50, you know, you're over halfway there now. You'd probably rather just commit to it.
Oh, definitely. At this point, like I said before, like the 50 strength probably is dictated by whether Spirit is a medallion or not. And at this point, you're what, halfway through the seed and you still have 0 strengths. Like, yeah, I could quite easily see maybe even a grind to get to 50, because then you could do forest, right?
Yeah, you can do forest. You can logically do the top of fire. So I'm peeking here from Stuckman. You can. Actually, it's just those, isn't it? Oh, you can push the block in Water Temple.
Yeah. Yeah, good point. Yeah. Water Temple is actually playable. That could be a good option to go next, actually.
We do need a long shot, and we've got no kind of beat on where that's going to be.
Yeah, and also Boss has just reminded us that, of course, we said before that Shadow is actually available to us, so that could be a very good option next. So we've got options, we've got things to do, so I think seeing Shadow next is sensible, especially from Tom. Tom might do fire, actually. Tom might climb and pick up the schools in fire.
Yeah, we saw Stuckman did that. It wouldn't surprise me if Tom does that now, actually. Or whether they say, I'd rather wait till I have, maybe wait a bit later and just do Stone Shadow, which logically I can completely clear. And Stone Shadow, saying it's a stone is kind of, when you know you need to do all of them, it's less of an impact. You just say, I just need to do Shadow.
Yeah, everything is just required. It's just 9 rewards, hard required. For the damn Kakiris. The archway.
This does mean that actually that Purple points out that there is going to be a logical lens somewhere. Because we know we have to cross Vanilla.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Because we have to get Nocturne.
Waffling somewhere.
Yeah. So every time we see a big chest, we're going to get excited because it might be the lens. And I know how much everyone loves the lens. Is Tom going Child Goron City?
He's doing bugs, it looks like. He's on the grind for 50.
Yeah, while you're going through, why not?
I would like to see if somebody is able to in chat maybe like checking to see how many schools we do have in. I think it's with bombs and Ruto's letter and a hook. I think we're in for 50. I'd be surprised if we weren't in a bottle.
I can try and check this. Give me 1 second.
You do that and I'll entertain chat for a bit.
Please imagine music.
I could juggle. I could. Ah, if I was round your house, that sounds weird. If I was where you were, I could play the storms whilst you do that.
Yeah, that's fair. We got mirror shield. We've got both sets of boots. We've got a hammer, a bow, got fire arrows, Din's fire, magic, scale, do.
Put in all the songs as well.
Yeah, I'm doing that as well because I nearly forgot. That's why having early suns is not great until you realise that actually you need to do 50 skulls, in which case having early suns is lovely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't tell what Ema said about that.
The tracker I have has got says 55 in logic.
Yeah, I tell you what, that kind of computes. I get that. Just over 50 is what I was thinking.
That's really tight.
Yeah. Yeah, and some of those are kind of... There are out of logic ones that we could get as well. So the DMT... Oh, no, the DMT hammer ones are in. Things like the lab skull in Lake Hylia would be out of logic, but obtainable.
Would that even be out of logic?
Yeah, you need the rang.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, to get the lab one.
Oh, the one outside the lab. Right, I'm with you. Sorry, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I was thinking the one inside the lab.
Oh, no, you don't need the rank for that one. No.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Yeah. Yeah, you can put the iron boots on as child, and then you can use the rank together.
Hey, I've seen OOT speedrunners do crazier stuff. So
yeah, that is true. You could say those kind of things, and I had a conversation with somebody at work today because, he's a gamer as well, so we talk about video games, and I was speaking about Ocarina of Time speedrunning, and it was like, what would happen if Nintendo patched Ocarina of Time?
Oh my god!
And all of the glitches were taken out of it.
All of them?
Yeah, you couldn't ground jump, you couldn't use broken stick, power crouch stabbing's out.
Oh my
Sounds
god!
like Majora's Mask at this point.
Actually, Majora's Mask is just a better game, isn't it? Why are we even playing this?
Wow, no, that's a
caveat.
Okay, I will say that Majora's Mask is a better vanilla game, but is a worse randomizer.
Is it a better made game?
What, Majora's Mask?
Yeah, in the sense that it's there's fewer more exploitable glitches.
Oh, okay, right. Yeah, I think so. There are. It introduces a few other glitches.
I mean, I say that it's absolutely flawless. I know that the speedrun gets you into the observatory, does some style reference manipulation, and then you're in the credits.
SRM is boring.
Cheating.
There's a reason why we play Randomizer as a community. It's because we all enjoy playing Ocarina of Time. SRM runs are not playing Ocarina of Time.
No, there's no right or wrong way to play a game, right? But as a community, the rando community, or at least we generally value kind of things like you enjoy kind of playing the logic puzzle and execution in that way, rather than because of course you can randomize it and do no logic randomizers, which are again perfectly valid way to play the game. It's like these arguments like, oh, glitch speedruns aren't really speedrunning. It's like, let people play the game how they want.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but I think for people who are watching this, I think what we enjoy from playing a game is more of the vanilla experience of playing Ocarina of Time.
It's playing the game rather than trying to play it. Well, I say that even randomizer players generally try and play as little of the game as possible.
Yeah. I mean, it's absolutely true. But some people would just enjoy how the game has got so many interesting techniques and is actually quite skilled. You need quite a lot of skill to do those techniques.
100%.
And there's a lot of... That's why bingo is so big, because there's a variety of glitches that lead to a variety of different outcomes, right? And yeah, I mean, this is one of the... I don't know. This is an interesting question for chat, but if you had to rank the most popular 5 speedrunning games, like what would they be? Because I think I would put Ocarina of Time in the top 5 of popular
I think I
speedrun
probably
games.
would, both in terms of partly because it has the profile, like it's one of the most popular, famous games of all time, but also because it has the variety of categories and like that. SM64 is probably right up there.
Would that be number
I
1?
don't, I don't think there's any one particular Pokemon game, but the Pokemon as a series is very popular for speedrunning.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Yeah, yeah. And there's lots of
So-
varieties of different ways of playing that as well. There's the other 50 hint, by the way.
The chat, Erin's also right that Celeste is a really popular speed. It's got like over 1,000 verified runs on the leaderboard. Like,
Wow.
and I think more and more games are embracing. They know that they've got speedrun communities, and like they build like the in-game timers and things like that, which take out load times and stuff like that.
Yeah, and this is kind of where my discussion from work came from, because it's like there are developers that kind of hate speedrunners, and they kind of hate that the game is being beaten in a way that isn't intended. But then you've got the other side of it is that, like, the people that don't like it will patch out things, and they're like, no, this game isn't meant to be played like that, we'll patch it out. And then you got people that are just like Tunic, the Tunic developers are just like, oh, that's really cool. That's a really cool way of you like figuring out this puzzle. That's awesome.
Hearing like whenever you see speedruns, there's the bottom of the world to Goma path for Poose. I don't know if you'd seen that already. He had done, right, because it was in the Storms Grotto. Like whenever you see speedruns with the developers on the call, and they're like,
yeah.
I'm sorry, what? It is. I do wonder, like, if you sat some of the the brains behind OOT down and said, look at all this stuff that you do, what would what they do?
Yeah, they would be like, wow, like this is just. But I think Nintendo kind of are very much aware of the scene.
I think like there is also the satisfaction, even if the game is not necessarily the most sturdily built game ever. Like, it's 25 years later. MF has still be playing Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
So you're doing something right.
Quickly bring back to what's kind of going on here, because we had a bit of repetition and for a little bit, but we've now got Stuck in Shadow. Stuck can complete the whole of Shadow, so it'll be interesting to see what's here.
It's progression. You've got to do it because we know we need Requiem from OOT, so we can get the Arch of all things. TomPouce, by the way, when they were in River, which we hadn't seen before, they did buy the requisite bean that we know they need.
Yeah, they need the bean. Yeah, and interesting that Tom.
Zora's area as well. Sorry.
Yeah, it's really. No, I was just going to say there's a prescription. I don't know whether we've had a big Goron hint yet. Our sheet is blank for that. But it's interesting that he's come here, probably to hand in the letter, and probably now to do the first check-in Jabu.
It's hinted dead.
Oh, the first check-in Jabu is dead. Yeah,
the boomerang chest is.
Yeah,
piece of heart maybe. There is the quote-unquote worst skull you can pick up in Fountain. There are other Fountain skulls, but I think you need Boomerang for them. You can check the Fairy Fountain in the Fountain, and there's a couple of hints as well. We are still missing a path.
That is true. Yeah, there's a skull here. What are we missing path-wise? So we've got a Baronade, Dodongo, Goma, and Twin Rover. So we're missing a Volvagia hint.
And that, at this point, I'm fully expecting to be bottom of the world is on the path of Volvagia.
I think the only interesting thing that we could get from a Volvagia hint would be something that leads to a strength.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. You do need a strength to get through fire because the boss key was behind the push block.
I don't even think that's possible though because of the strength on 50.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, so it would be like if there was another strength that wasn't that as first strength, but we know that we're we know that the 50 is now in logic with the items we have.
Annoyingly, this would be like a great opportunity for if TomPouce had furores, you'd absolutely just go into Jabby, pick up the skull you could, and
Yeah.
just set FW in peace.
Or even if you knew the Rang chest was not dead, it's actually almost detrimental to your routing that chest is dead.
Tobias, seriously.
Nice.
I must say, I really like path hints. I think partly because one of the big appeals for me about OOTR is trying to unweave and untangle all the logic, and where the hero hints, it was just, well, this is an area that you need to do to beat the seed, so you kind of you didn't necessarily think too deep about the logic a lot of the time. Whereas with path hints, I think it really does like warp how you have to work the logic.
Yeah, and it would be interesting if you polled nearly 100 people in the Ocarina of Times community and asked them if they would like path hints over Way of the Hero hints and see what they would want. That'd be really interesting to have the results into that.
Third, TomPouce was not having any luck with those bombs.
Hint, I do have the results from that. I could tell you.
I was going to say...
people love path hints. Come on, people love it.
It's because I see both sides of the coin. Like, on the one hand, it is nicer to kind of get the more, have that, have it explicitly hinted what you need things, why you need bits. But on the other hand, WoF is kind of, especially for beginners, can sometimes be, you don't have to worry about the logic. It's just, oh, this is a place I need to go. Good, let's just do it. And it also means, because you can have like light arrows and stuff hinted on for where the hero locations, right?
Well, it can lead towards the light arrows, but not be. You can't have the light arrows directly hinted.
Because Ganondorf hints them.
Because Ganondorf hints them, yeah.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I think the real thing that kind of depends on whether a setting has WoF or path hints nowadays is not the preference for path versus WoF, because path is overwhelmingly favoured for. It's actually whether Deku is open or not in your settings, because if Deku is open and you have path hints, then it only points towards a slingshot. And that is just... But let's just say that 50% of your Deku required seeds have a slingshot path is just not acceptable for a game. So
until there's something on target in the woods.
Yeah, so if you've got open Deku, you've got to have WoF in the end of the day. And again, spoiler alert, but people don't like open Deku. Like, it's now, like, after that age-old argument of whether it's open or closed Deku, the vast majority of people like closed Deku. So
I think I know, but this is less focusing on the race. TomPouce just picking up that OGC skull, and
very
I wonder where they
forgettable
go now. I wonder where they go. That I think a lot of time people don't necessarily want, like, with open Deku, especially if you have vanilla child spawn, like your first 15-20 minutes of every seed was the same. Pretty much.
yeah, and I think, I don't know, I kind of like any settings that I play. Like, I'm not really a big person
At the end of the day, you just get to play the game, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I hate this. I dislike that. But I enjoy how, like, vanilla spawns open Deku having no consumables, just like how it changed your mindset. Like, I learned a trick to grind for Deku sticks because of that. Like, it made my kind of view of the game and my routine of the game different, which is kind of just what a lot of people want.
That's a fair point. You have to learn where, oh, there's Deku sticks in this pot here, like the one in Sora's Domain or the one at the start of the well. Like, you learn those things because every different settings has, like, you need to know slightly different things to beat it optimally.
I'm really intrigued about where TomPouce is going now. So he's checking this Tektite grotto.
I think just clearing out field.
Yeah, because when he went to GTG, he did lake field that way and didn't come back up for this Tektite grotto. Which is, it's a decision. Like, it's a long way, but then you kind of, like, leave it, but it's dead.
It is indeed dead.
So nothing in Shadow as well.
I think this is probably where TomPouce is going to head next as well.
Okay, so we're going to have Tom kind of following in Stuck's footsteps into the Shadow Temple.
But how is he going to know where to go without the lens?
Yeah, it's not gonna have a clue. I don't even need to know like what. I think the only one is the move and block one after the fallen spikes, and even that, if you don't get hit by the ground spikes, you can just aim for a spot, and you will always hit the platform. Because the platform that moves always has an area that is always covered by the platform.
Sure, that stands up to scrutiny. I just do the temple and begrudgingly enjoy it. It's not my favourite temple shadow, but it is one of those things where
Begrudgingly enjoy it.
when you see top runners do shadow, like you see the various optimizations, like how how they use Aurora's Wind if they've got it, just the little time saves to cut a corner here or there, knowing precisely where the silver rupees are in those rooms, so you can route that optimally. Jumping onto the side of the boat, doing the bell strats for swag. I think that
the wind tunnel quite often is different as well.
Yeah, Stuckman had a really clean wind tunnel. Also, I'm pretty sure we need to go into the back.
Yeah, we've got no small key, so we picked the BK in the silver rupee room.
And even if we had the small key, I think given the number of items that we still need, a boomerang, some strengths, please. Like light arrows could be back there. The other hook shot. Like I think you definitely would clear the back of Shadow anyway.
Yeah, not like it matters, but I didn't check the fallen ceiling room key layout. Were there small keys?
Oh no, the falling ceiling. Oh
yeah.
Which one's the falling ceiling room?
The one you clip through.
The one you clipped? Oh, the spike, the crusher room.
Yeah.
No keys in there.
Did I say fallen ceiling? I meant fallen spikes.
You did say falling ceiling.
Yeah, I meant fallen spikes. Sorry, that was my bad. And here's me just being like, yeah, why the hell don't you understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I believe there were no keys in there, so
yeah, so it's not strength locked as well. But it doesn't really matter because we know where a strength is. But like, it's those kind of logic things that might be important if you're going to play Triforce Blitz in the future.
Or even if you're doing this, no, because we are still looking for. Even if we know where one strength is, we know that we need some more. So Stuckman, he can say, actually, if that is the first, if I'm expecting that to be the first logical strength, then we can clear Shadow before that because we know that there wasn't a key in the falling ceiling room, and there wasn't anything in here either. On to the manager.
Yeah, I mean, going back to what you're saying about Shadow being like, we are seeing the triple pot rune as suggested by chat. I think this dungeon is fine to do if you're like not in go mode. If you're in go mode, it's probably the worst dungeon. Sorry, Jax. Sorry, everybody who likes Shadow, but I think this is worse than Forest Temple if you're in go mode.
I enjoy it less than Forest Temple, partly because Forest Temple has banger music.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Although, I actually, having said that, I always randomize the music anyway, so I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Well, you're a light little shit then, aren't you?
But in vanilla, the music is better. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. There's something about Shadow that feels a slog, and as you say, if you're in go mode, you know that that's the time when the back of Shadow is going to be required.
Yeah.
And there is the small key on the manager, which we knew.
I only play with vanilla music. I cannot play a seed if somebody's giving me a seed and it has mixed music in it. Like
Oh, really?
no, it just like it's just good enough to play. Like sometimes if I'm not streaming and I'm just doing like I don't know an async or something, I'll have like my Spotify open and I'll listen to that.
But rather than have the music shuffled in game.
Yeah, then rather than just having I don't know like Super Mario 64 in the Shadow Temple, like it just doesn't sound right.
I was surprised that Stuckman didn't go for the side jump into the ravine while the bomb files were blowing up. Maybe he just went for it and missed it.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. If you explode like one of the close ones to the statue, then because you have to, of course, the cutscene starts when the final bomb flower explodes. And so if you explode a bomb flower that's close to the statue, you have less time to side hop in. Oh, who knew that I knew so much nonsense about this game that might actually be applicable?
And everyone's favourite 150 beats per minute song.
It's so weird that like Mad Monk Adam asked me this question yesterday.
And it was like a Willie Nelson song.
No, he just always comes up with a random song. But like, I said Skater Boy. But
Skater Boy's a good shout.
I mean, I love Mad Monk. I think Adam's great. It kind of just threw me out of nowhere, being like, I always ask this question. What's your favorite 100 beats per minute song? I'm
today's 150 beats per minute suggestion is "Holding Out for a Hero" by Bonnie Tyler.
Oh, lovely! I'm holding up for a hero until the end of the night. Oh,
there we are.
You missed nothing.
TSG karaoke when? Question mark.
Ah, I would so do that.
I'm far too.
Tobias has got a good song. Tobias has got a good song. You ready? We're gonna go to the Monka DMCA. We're gonna go to the DMCA.
With apologies to everyone.
Yo, Chavi's got the right idea with the
GSR jam.
Yeah.
Stuck's gonna clear the front of Forest. Can't do all of it because still no strength.
Still no strength, yeah, crazy. Tom's going to be at 50 after Shadow? Holy moly.
Tom has really pushed their skulls. They've done well in that respect.
And we have been to Ice as well.
When they Tom, when they clear this, they can go into Forest and just clear that.
Yeah, we got a strength on 50 and we've got no strengths at the moment, Chavi.
It's awful. And we're still missing that other path hint, by the way, which won't help us at this point, really.
No, I think it's highly unlikely to help us. I actually think it's impossible for it to help us.
Because that strength is in logic with all the items we have.
Yes, the strength isn't path. The one strength that we need is not path for fire.
And we've got bombs. What I expect is it'll hit probably it'll be bottom of the well for the hammer. I can't remember where we picked up the hover boots. Oh, Ocarina game. But we didn't climb high enough to see if we were hovers locked, right?
Yeah, it was. Well, I can't remember what was on Volve. If Volve is a key, it's almost definitely hovers locked. If it's not a key, it's almost definitely not hovers locked.
By the way, both runners picked up the hovers anyway, so it doesn't help.
Yeah, we know where the hovers are, so it doesn't matter.
Like a path hint for a dungeon you've already completed is like, thanks. To be fair, sometimes it does help because, as we say, like it could, there are occasions where with a strength AWOL that the path hint could be for that strength.
Yeah.
But
mhm.
unfortunately, we know where the strength is, so
Yeah.
it doesn't actually help in that sense.
Yeah, if only
Likewise,
the path hints helped. in this
like
scene.
if you have to beat Shadow, but the Shadow hint, but the path to Bongo leads you to Nocturne or whatever. But
Yeah.
you also get a fire path after you've done fire. You might say, well, actually, this fire path could just be for the hovers
Mhm.
because we could be hovers locked. And actually, even though I've beaten the dungeon, the path hint still helps. But at the moment, both runners are just covering each other's tracks. While
Yeah,
Stuckman had a more pacifist approach to the boat, TomPouce was just clearing it out.
Yeah, I kind of like Cola's method. The last few seeds I've watched him play, and he likes to hang off the edge and get the cinematic camera view of the boat area.
Flair for the dramatic.
Oh yeah, like we said earlier, like your the level of coolness is decided by how much flair you can give to the struts that you do. That's why I'm wearing my sunglasses right now.
Me too. Pooh's picking up arrows from one of those pots on this side of the bridge because I assume that's his preferred method of beating Bongo is with the arrows.
Compared to,
I mean, well, you can hook shot.
the hook shot.
I guess you can spin strat the eye when it comes, but of course you have to stop the hands first.
Oh yeah, if you're a boomer, then you do that. Yeah. Hashtag or at what the hell's happened?
For what? Spin strats?
Yeah.
I like spin strats. I find them easier than the arrow.
I don't know. I just
And that's
can't
about
get. I can't
that's
get
about
the
the-
quick spin like down.
You don't need to quick spin. You've got magic.
Oh, I guess you. Yeah, but then after that, like after you've done the quick spin, do you quick spin to stun lock Bongo or do you crouch dab?
I then crouch stab.
But then you've got the wrong damage stored, haven't you? You've got the spin damage stored and not the jump slash damage stored.
Spin, jump splash, crouch stab.
Spin, jump slash, crouch dab. Okay.
Yeah, if you go 150 BPM, you're fine.
You do you, Benji. You do you.
Look, I'm not. I never said I was good at this.
I feel kind of brutal that I'm just like berating you for this.
Right, it's a fair comment. Well, I don't think we'd actually commented on the aesthetics of both runners. It's the all white for Tom at the top of the screen, whereas Stuckman's gone chaos mode. I feel like often I see French runners actually have their the set. It's like tricolor colours. It's the red, white, and blue.
Yeah. You get that quite often. I think Gogeta yesterday had that. I don't know if the colours in their flag represent something, but maybe Tom only adhered to whatever the white part of the flag represents potentially.
Liberty. I think it's égalité, liberté, fraternité. It's like equality, liberty, brotherhood.
You know what? I actually thought that it did mean that. And then their national anthem is like, it's called.
It's the Marseillaise,
Okay, right.
and it's about the French.
But I thought it was
Revolution.
about brotherhood, wasn't it? I thought it was.
Yeah, and like the French Revolution and killing the royal family, which is my kind of national anthem.
But here, we're gonna get Tobias back in again.
It's less to do with the content. It just sounds great. I think our national anthem's a real downer. You know?
I think we might have the worst national anthem. Us being Britain, by the way.
Us and Liechtenstein.
What's wrong with Liechtenstein's? Is it the same?
It's the same music, yeah.
Oh, well, there we
Words are
go.
different, but it's the same music as far as I know.
Stuckman's in Water Temple.
Interesting. I wonder how much of this they can do, because no long shot and no strength either. So that puts the push block out of logic. You can't do Morpher, so you can't full clear. Although who knows, there could well be a vanilla or French vanilla long shot in here.
Yeah, this is just This is progression. I do want to go back to like Tobias told us off earlier, and now Tobias is baiting us in chat. So how the tides have turned.
Yeah, I don't. If I was Tobias, I don't know I'd be saying that, given that he's the boss in this scenario. I feel like that's kind of rooting for your own downfall slightly. The spike balls are down, so he's going to play Zelda's Lullaby. Peeks the chest on the way up. It was some sort of small box.
Yeah, kind of like for those up and coming runners and things like that. Like water key logic is actually, can tell you unlike spirit key logic, which is complicated. Water key logic can tell you a lot with only a little bit of information, because you know that there has to be at least two items in the locked part of the dungeon, and which is the 2 Dark Link checks and the BK check. And there could be 3, like all 3 could be items. So knowing how many items you found in the unlocked part of the dungeon will give you an indication of how many other checks you need to do in the unlocked part of the dungeon.
Yeah, it's one of the dungeons where, again, understanding the key logic properly really helps you kind of work out whether you could still be looking for something, or whether it's just a key and it's like GTG is the classic example where everyone knows that you need that there's 9 keys in GTG, right? So that informs you based on whether to do the toilet. But by the way, deep cut on this skull here from Stuckman.
Yeah, we had a Bossage kind of mentioned earlier, like what would be the skull that the most least likely skull that you collect, and somebody commented being this skull is the least likely skull to collect.
I think for me that one at the back of Deku.
The one at the back of Deku is a great shout, actually. That is a really good shout.
Because you need to have the boomerang, and like how often do you not have the boomerang when you're in there?
Mm-hmm. Bentonor saying the one in Hyrule Field Grotto by Valley is definitely one at the bottom of the list.
The cow grotto? Is that the one?
The cow and skull grotto, so the web grotto in Valley, yeah.
Well, that's pretty bad, to be fair.
Netharian's in chat, Pog.
Hyrule Castle 3 Sports Grotto.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not
DMC
great.
Crate, yeah. And I'll tell you what, actually, the DMC Crate isn't actually awful to get. It's not the worst.
I'd forgotten there was a skull in there.
If you got Scrub Sanity on as well, it's actually like quite a nice little areas check.
Oh, happy 2 hours.
Yo, Pog.
That flew round.
I mean, we've just been having fun, haven't we? And time flies when you're having fun.
This is the thing, like, the paths that both runners have taken means that it's very rare that they've been doing the same thing at the same time, which on the one hand means that there's always something to talk about, but on the other hand, often they've just been covering each other up and going over each other's tracks, which gives you slightly less to talk about. But thank you to all our wonderful volunteers who make things happen. Thank you to our runners, Stuckman and TomPouce, for agreeing to be re-streamed. You can see their Twitch links there. To my co-commentator, Chuckles, always good chopping up.
With the lads.
Lads, yeah, for how much longer?
I've never been a lad, so it's fine.
That is the joke.
Let's.
To our wonderful trackers, Vava and Shay. To Gutroon, who is race monitoring again, and I see has changed their stream description to now say I don't stream, lol. And to Tobias, who is restreaming today.
Oh, I had a fantastic idea. Like, I was going to give TSG a gift sub to my channel, and then put in my name Chuckles501, and then put one of my emotes in there. And then the bot would give my emote when it's given to me. when you type it. That was my plan, and I completely forgot I was going to do that.
Oh, that's a shame. Next time.
Next time, maybe Tobias can influence the Silver Gauntlets to subscribe to me and do it themselves. Hint, hint.
Keep trying with that one. You'll get there eventually. Here is Central Pillar. Here is Central Pillar for Stuckman. We're going to find out whether the Iron Boots are DLC.
Oh yes, let's have a look. Oh, TomPouce didn't actually do the peak. He's just like winging it for it. Maybe knows because of the key logic that it's got one small key. So you know what? Oh, so wait, what was in the BK chest? Was the BK chest nothing? We were doing the shout outs and I wasn't paying attention at that point.
Chat got us. Chat knows what was in the BK chest.
BK chest? Anybody? No? Dust. Any? No. Dust. Any?
Oh,
BK chest was vanilla. So you need to keep the keys. Thanks, Nefarian. So you need to keep the keys for it. Okay.
Yeah, and that's partly, I guess, why, and also just because of where the water level was. Stuckman got in via the middle way and didn't use a key.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Thanks, Nath.
So I guess this is now Dark Link loot.
Yeah.
Do you logically need the long shot for this?
Do you logically need the long shot for the long? No, because
you can
this is where you get the long shot in vanilla.
As soon as it left my mouth, I was like, "No, Benj."
I kind of despise when people do this in streams, but like in MQ, you need the long shot to get to this part because the long shot's early in the water temple in MQ.
It?
Yeah.
What does Dark Link have? Is it just a key?
It's I think you need to go through this entire section to get the BK.
Oh, thanks. That must be where I'm thinking. If there's a key on Morpher, then you need the long shot because of key logic. That makes sense.
I love that I said MQ and just Rafa pops in chat. It's just the king of MQ is Rafa and pops up. Hey Rafa. Bonsoir. We are also the French restream team as well, Benji, today.
How good's your French?
Parlez-vous français?
Oui, oui. Le petit.
Comment ça va?
Ça va, et toi?
Ah. Bon.
I did like 6 years of French all the way up to IB level, and then I know basically nothing now.
I love how you said I can know.
I can barely English, as you can hear. There's the fire arrows for TomPouce that will do nothing for him.
Nice. Okay, Rafa says finish the restream of France.
Merci beaucoup.
I think that's a compliment. That means we weren't ejected out of the country.
We solved it.
Like Rishi Sunak might be. Potentially in a small boat, we don't know.
Allegedly. Not saying anything. Let's move on.
It's a big chest! Here we go!
Don't you dare! Oh, the bait! Jebaited! Do people even still say jebaited?
Maybe. I don't know.
I wonder if TomPouce goes just actually clears out the top of Fire Temple, or clears out as much as they need to know where the final keys are.
I think the schools are potentially important here.
I think they've got 50 now.
Oh,
no, they're on
the
49.
tracker says 49, but
they did, as we know, they set up Pierre in a horrible way, so they could do that, but they are just going to go back down to Volve. I guess whether Volve is a key or not, we'll let them know where.
Sorry, I was flirting with Doc again. What did you say?
Funny. I've completely lost my thought. Yeah, I guess whether Volve is a key or not, we'll tell them what's higher up in fire, whether their hover's locked, etc.
Okay, so Rafa said it is something English. It is something profitable. I don't know.
You tried.
I tell you what, I know enough French to watch a French restream and kind of understand what's going on. I
Stuckman
can't
finally getting
tell
the
what
Valera
they're
they had
saying.
access to ages ago.
I'm so sorry. You're trying to talk about Ocarina of Time, and I'm doing my best to. I'm doing my best to.
Can we talk about something fun on TomPouce's side?
Valvagia.
Won't you evolve?
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. I tell you, I think every single commentator will like try and explain the Valvagia double hitbox so much that I think it needs to be added to the bingo card.
Oh,
I
that,
think
actually, that's a great.
commentator explains the double hitbox on Valvagia could be added to the bingo card.
Because like usually with because the pattern for bombs, if you don't get troll hold, is like is it 1-3-3, something like that, 3-1-1, 3-3-1. I can't remember.
With choosing bombs, it's different, and depending if you got the big Goron sword or not.
Yeah, because with choose, you just spam them in there, and then I can't remember. It's like 10 or something that you need, and then you're
it's
off.
9 and 7 and 7 and 5. Okay, Rafa, get in here. You can explain the Valvagia hitbox in French. Somebody give Valvagia. Somebody give Valvagia the role.
What's the French word for hitbox?
Yeah, it's probably just hitbox.
Stuckman's going to check the tech cycle too, which we know is bunk. I think it'd be L apostrophe rather than le hitbox.
Yeah, there is no translation. Or people went for the masculine hitbox being masculine. It might be feminine. It might be la hitbox.
I forget that. How weird is it that like items have genders?
Yeah, but it's like that's normal in like European languages.
A lot of languages.
Like, yeah,
I know. It's kind of weird.
That is la hitbox. I was correct.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Is Stuckman doing Valley Lake at 2 hours 10 minutes?
Yeah. Do not include this in Sadie's Valley Lake analysis. This is not official Valley Lake. Netharian, settle down. This isn't a official Valley Lake play. This is a pseudo Valley Lake play.
It's Valley Late, I think, is the technical term.
Valley Late. Yes. Yes, Benji. Yes. You're so. It's Valley Late. Oh, that's brilliant. That is so good. I don't think you understand how much I appreciate that.
I have my moments.
Valley Late.
Unfortunately for Stuckman, there's not really anything here.
Yeah, so Stuck did. This is interesting because Stuck did the crate with the choose, and there's the strength, by the way, on 50. Did TomPouce pick up Greg?
No. I was like, wait, that's not the 50 guy, and then I realised that it was the 50 guy. No,
Greg's on 40, by the way, people who don't know. That's it.
See? Told you!
Just to show I'm not lying, 40 is hard required. Yeah, so interesting the way that the two runners have done the waterfall chest. That's what I'm trying to say.
So first strength at 2 hours 10 minutes, and TomPouce is going to use that to clear required stone forest. Might as well pick up those chews. There might be another strength out there, Dastar. That's the only one we've seen, and we've cleared out the bulk of the game. We haven't seen Adult Lake, I think. But
I think Tom did it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, screw me then. It is AD 50 skulls. OOT is Requiem, which is always Schrodinger's all dungeons. But in this case, we know it's all dungeons without even getting in there, because the Kakiri sword is on the Colossus Arch.
It was pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible.
We have not had outside Ganon's castle hinted.
No, that's outstanding. Hey, Benji, do you think you can hold the fort for about 75 seconds?
Where are you going?
To the toilet.
Oh, in which case, yes. I will I will fill time like the best of them.
Thanks for making me that say that out loud on the internet. You know what the internet can do. It's
I thought you were going to
nasty
say. I thought you were going to say I was going to go and get a beer. In which case, I would have refused.
Why?
But, yeah, it's funny.
I'll be back in a bit.
So this is where TomPouce's skull routing is really paying off for them because they're, picking up the 10 minutes ahead of Stuckman. Maybe, probably we'll call it 5 minutes, and that 5 minutes might not feel like a lot, but when you've got to do this much game, 5 minutes is a lot. We hadn't seen the letter spot before. Is that Chuckles? Why have you gone to the toilet now? Oh, it's the lens! For a moment there, I thought that was the other hook shot, and I was going to chuckle. Pun not intended. We did know that the lens was going to be logically available before we crossed the wasteland, because Nocturne is out at the Colossus, so you need to cross to get there, and you of course can't cross with Requiem, because Requiem's on all dungeons behind the Shadow Temple. So the lens does open one more check, which of course is the treasure chest game. We've seen child fishing from TomPouce, so there's nothing here for Stuckman. Because Stuckman did Lake as child, so I wonder if they saw. I don't know whether they ever peeked the letter spot because they didn't have the scale at that point. I'll be honest, I don't see the lake path for lens. Although if it is lake path for lens, get your ass over to the treasure chest game.
Okay, I'm back, and there was only a small key in there.
By the way, the lens was on the Ruto's letter spot. Dastar, Requiem's hard required because the K-sword is on the Colossus Arch. By the way, we're now going through the pose in the Forest Temple. First up, this is Elaine. And there's a big check. Don't put it in like literally one of the first checks after you get the strength.
Oh, it's the Rang.
Okay, that is bow locked.
That is bow locked. Yeah, that's also hook locked as well.
It's bow locked and hook locked. Yeah. So
that's really interesting.
That solves our path to Baronade, Kakiri Forest to get your bow, so which you need to beat the first Poe, or alternatively to get your hook, which you need to get into Forest Temple. And it is also strength locked, as you mentioned. So the boomerang is behind, at the moment, looks to be behind 50 skulls.
That's really incredible. We've only had one bow yet. I think it's really interesting. I mean, one strength, yeah, we know, but like still only having one bow this late into the seed is interesting. Cover some of the things that I since was in chat. Bossage said Chuckles will def grab a beer on his way back. And
did you?
I did. Yeah.
This is the second Poe, Kramer.
What?
Am I not allowed to do this bit anymore?
Wait, what are you doing?
Well, every time the Poes are a different foursome.
So what are this foursome? What's this foursome based off?
We've had Elaine and this is Kramer, so you can probably tell who the next two are.
Elaine and Kramer. I was going to say Paige, like Elaine Page.
God no, that would be amazing. Fentanyl's right. It's Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Oh, right.
Because as they correctly point out,
American TV programs. You're not American.
Well, they are of course actually named after the characters in Little Women.
Yes, of course they are. Yes.
Joelle, Beth, Amy, and Meg.
Absolutely. Are you playing music in the background, Benji?
No. Actually not.
Okay, it's just that. No, I was just getting static and I don't know where from. But
probably
it might be
electricity.
It might-
Oh, the swag from Tom
no,
Booth.
I mean, Tom's been swagging out all day, so that's not surprising.
Still got the fire arrows equipped. So this is George, and then obviously we've got Jerry in the back.
Right. Okay. And you do a different foursome every time?
Yes.
What have been previous foursomes?
The Beatles.
All right. No, sorry. Okay. I was going to try and guess them.
Oh, I see what you mean. Hang on, let me do this in order.
Okay. Again, who? Ringo?
Yeah, I think Ringo was last, maybe. But yeah, John, Paul, George, Ringo.
Yeah.
Raphael. Yeah. Raphael, Leonardo.
The Turtles.
Michelangelo and Donatello. Yeah. Hang on. I'm trying to remember what their names all are now. Samantha, Miranda, Sex in the City. I can't remember the others.
Oh, okay. I've not seen that, which as a homosexual male, probably.
I mean, neither have I, but I did know, but I just googled famous foursomes.
Did you actually?
Yeah, I've got some good ones lined up. I haven't gone Pac-Man yet. I keep threatening to do that.
Ooh, Pac-Man's a good one. Okay, yeah.
The colours don't quite match up.
Yeah, risky Google, Shay says.
It's alright, I've got safe search on.
Have you? Famous foursomes. Oh dear. Don't put that into RedTube.
Other adult sites are available. Not that we endorse any of them.
I'm so sorry that the copyright for the
Someone bring out the DMCA clip.
Yeah, bring out the DMCA clip.
Can you hold the fort for 30 seconds?
Wow, I could do that.
All right, cool. I'm gonna get a beer.
At least you're honest. Okay,
Look,
so
it's all dungeons 50 skulls. Is a man not allowed a drink?
well, I'm on my third.
It's been an entertaining all dungeons 50 skulls. To be fair, like some of them feel like a real slog, but given that that's our first strength, this hasn't really felt that bad.
No, it honestly hasn't, and I think it's interesting to think what are the runners thinking from their perspectives. Like we said before, how Tom was a bit ahead, had the advantage, I should say. Sorry, my bad. With picking up the shoes early, and that seems like a decade ago. There's a big chest here, so let's have a look. It's Goron tunic. So yeah, Tom had the lead, advantage. Sorry, and picked up the shoes, and then went into like GTG, did the GTG stuff, and kind of gave the advantage back to Stuck. And then we found out it was AD, and the runners have just been in a bit of a comfortable position where they've done kind of stuff that is on the path to what they need to do. So we had the stuff to do Shadow, we needed to do the well, both runners did the well. And now we're kind of seeing Tom's picked up the 50. Stuck's about 4 schools away from the 50. So it's lagging a little bit behind on that. But now Stuck's doing stuff that Tom's done as well. Like, Tom's already done this domain river stuff. So, Benji, all I was kind of saying is...
I know, I've got wireless headphones.
Oh, okay. But the end point kind of what I was trying to get at is it's difficult to say if anybody has like clear-cut advantage because they've both done, you know, Tom's now going to be a reward ahead and
I think the difference at the moment is just Tom committing to those skulls a bit earlier. They also made the decision to cross the wasteland earlier, which gave them the information that it definitely is all dungeons as well.
Yeah, Stuck knows it's all dungeons, right?
Yeah. Oh yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, they've been out there.
I mean,
they've got knockdown. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's possible they mispeaked it. It does happen. I hate looking at the one on the top of the arch. I hate that, but yes.
Yeah. I think for that one, the model was a bit awkward to look at, so probably both runners had a good peek at it.
I still can't believe that, like, it's like knowing that it's AD not even for Child Spirit, but for the Arch.
Yeah, it is great, isn't it? It's just like you didn't even need to enter the Spirit Temple to figure out it was AD. It was just like there. Also, purple, like getting me wanting some Frosty Jacks at the moment with the talk of Scrumpy.
I heard there was cat talk. I see there's cat talk in chat, by the way. So I'm posting my fur babies in the Discord.
Oh, okay, yeah. You said you were going to do that.
Yep. Pictures of them with their various reactions to the recent snow. Exclamation point Discord. Thank you, Tobias.
And if you're looking for even more Zoota content, if watching restreams and being in the Discord is not enough, there is other mediums that you can enjoy the Ocarina of Time randomizer. You can listen to the Gossip Stone podcast, available on all podcast services like Spotify, like the other ones that I don't know what the other ones are. But you can listen to me and Emo Soda, and our special guest for this time round will be Decker. That's Duba Decker, by the way, funny guy. And we will be discussing.
Do you have to say that when you talk about Decker? You have to preface it with funny guy.
Yeah,
I mean, he is a funny guy, but it's like
a funny guy. There is a long story about that, which I won't go into. But he's just a funny guy. But we're going to be talking about all things S6, Challenge Cup, Multi-World. We're going to be talking about the weekly settings, and we're going to be talking about what we want to see in weekly settings in the future. So get on your podcast services. Get on the Gossip Stone podcast.
Shay has also provided the goods and posted their cat in Discord as well.
Oh, amazing.
So, cats for everyone.
Okay, Tom picked up the Rang in Forest, and therefore now has the ability to do the Jabu Temple.
The what now?
The Jabu Temple. Jabu. Inside his belly.
I guess he's kind of...
Get in my belly, Jabu says.
He's kind of the god, right?
He's a deity. Disappears. Like, during the calamity.
Yeah, it's never quite explained what actually happens to him, right?
No, because you see Jabun in Wind Waker. And I don't know if that's confirmed to be like the offspring of Jabu or whether it's actually Jabu.
Just as a point, how loud is cat purring?
No, can't hear it.
Okay, that's fine.
I love you go, how is it now? Meow. Like in the microphone.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, chat would love it. We could get Donut Cat. Anybody got Donut Cat?
We don't really have a donut. Sometimes they go croissant, and Croissant Cat kind of has that a bit more alliterative joy to it. Oh, Child Goron City. Have we not seen this yet?
I don't think so, no.
By the way, the stream where Majarkin had his webcam on Dogcam was that was a good stream.
Imagine getting the love of the internet by putting dogs on.
Right? And why not his cat? The answer is probably because his cat was busy race monitoring.
Yes, that is it. Yeah, Majarkin's cat does like to race monitor. I'm pretty sure we had guinea pig cam one time.
Oh my god, who has guinea pigs?
You got to follow Rahylia for
It is Rahylia.
guinea pig cam. Bye, Kyrie.
Have fun.
There's a big chest
there's
there.
a big chest. It's the long
shot. Amazing. Okay, we need that.
So picking up those 50 skulls early for Tom is really paying off.
Is that rank? locked. It is, isn't it? That is rang locked.
Yeah, it is rang locked.
And rang is hook locked.
Yeah, and
So hook is
straight
hook
locked
locked.
and bow locked.
Yeah, so that path is like fulfilled in multiple ways.
Yep.
Exciting.
Yeah. I used to have 2 guinea pigs, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, two lads. They were lovely, but they really smelled.
Did they?
Little fluffy potatoes. Good.
Aww.
We also had years of gerbils. We started with 2 female gerbils, allegedly, and then had
Yeah.
gerbils for about a decade. So something wasn't right there. That's 50 skulls, by the way, for Stuckman.
Okay, so going to be able to head into the Forest Temple now. Yeah, like it's hard to kind of dissect how and the mechanism of the runners getting their 50 scores because it happens over a period of time, like the vast majority of time. So we can't really say why it took Stuck so long to pick up the schools without really going into detail. But I feel like Tom was more pushing like the soil schools and
Yeah, I was
just had
going to say the soil
always
patch
had like
schools.
an early advantage. Like was always kind of 5 to 8 schools ahead at any given point.
And Stuckman went to the right person, so didn't pick up Greg either.
Exactly. And if Stuck does not pick up Greg, wait, they not both of them didn't pick up Greg.
Neither of them picked up Greg.
End the restream. Right, put something else on.
Please don't. I want to see what happens.
Put Andrew Deck Saturday Night Takeaway on.
It's Friday.
Oh crap.
Oh, guess is in chat.
Ooh, here we go. Treasure chest game. Let's go. Lefts and rights. He guesses them.
Oh no, Purple's done the same as me. I'll do the opposite.
No, it's left. All the L's.
Oh no,
L's
that's the same as Shay.
Ah, you're out. You're below the line. LR. 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 LR purple. LR.
Left, right,
purple.
left.
LRL purple. LRL. He's an R. It's an R.
R.
LR.
Hey, I guess the same as Purple, remember?
Yeah, it doesn't count. Don't worry. All right. Needs an L. Oh.
Ah. No winners this time on Takeshi's Castle.
But also, it's funny because Purple selected L, but also took the L because they got it wrong.
F's
So
in chat.
So Purple got it right. It was left, right, loser. There we go. Wait. How did Stuck end up back in...
If you remembered where the save quit point is?
Oh!
It's in Bomb Tube Bowling.
Yeah, okay, that completely threw me. That really threw me. It's because I was watching Tom, and then like suddenly Stuck was in like the Bomb Tube Bowling, and I was like, it's way too quick for that to happen. What is Tom doing here? This is a different setup. Oh! Okay. Tom's just been, I don't know, like, I've just been really impressed. Ah,
Just
there we
doing
go.
Tom things.
Baba. Just doing Tom things? Yeah, just doing Tom things. Do you think TomPouce is TomPouce's actual name?
Good question. I assume that everyone's name is their real. Everyone who uses like an actual sounding name is their real name. Like you can't tell me that Mr. Mario's name isn't actually Mario.
Yeah, that's it. You're right. Yeah, Mr. Mario is 100% Mario.
Ironically, it's because Mario's his surname and his first name's Luigi.
Are you telling me that you're not a Benjy?
I think, surprisingly, it is actually my real name.
Oh, wow. There we go.
Lucy, you're going to fall off if you sit there.
Is that your cat or your partner that you're talking to?
No, my partner's in Australia.
Oh, I remember you saying this before. Yeah.
I moved in, and then she disappeared for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So
And
this
then
is
aren't
one
you, you're like traveling around Europe after that as well?
in the summer I will be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be doing lots of traveling on the frisbee circuit as usual.
Yeah, people who don't know, Benji's a big freelance.
Yeah, there's
Ultimate
not enough
Frisbee?
to it. There's not, might surprise you, there's not a lot of money in Ultimate Shot. Lucy, you are definitely falling off. Lucy is one of our cats who, again, pictures of voids in Discord.
Is it you that all your cats have 3 legs?
So when I moved in, or when I met my partner, she had Ham, who has 3 legs. He was she adopted him from a charity, and then we foster with a charity where we live. We have Esma, who is one of our failed fosters. He has all 4 legs, but only has essentially half an eye. He came over from Turkey, and we fostered him, and we liked him enough that we adopted him. So he gets on really well with Ham. And we have 2 other fosters at the moment. Lucy, who is currently on my lap, who also has 3 legs. And there is also Molly, who is prowling around somewhere, who's, again, all our cats avoids, just coincidentally, who's a lovely, fluffy thing. Proper tummy monster, loves a tummy tickle. And she will also get on my desk at points when I'm streaming, which is not always appreciated.
Aww. I know somebody else who loves a tummy rub.
Is it
That's
you?
a story for a different day.
Stuckman's going through forest. We've already seen this on TomPouce's side.
And Tom's got the Keaton mask on, trying to be Pikachu.
Yeah, I will say that Tom has committed to putting on the Keaton mask at multiple opportunities.
Yes, he absolutely has.
And while at the moment it's looking, TomPouce, I'd say, is in a pretty good position. They've got, they've finished Forest and they're a whole Jabu ahead. And they've got the long shot in Jabu, so now they can go and clear Water Temple. We still don't know where another strength is.
So has Tom not entered Water Temple yet? No, he hasn't. The gate's closed. Okay. So this is Tom's first visit to the Water Temple. I think this is the only thing that Stuck has on Tom, though.
This and Child Goron City, because I don't think we saw Tom do that, but there was nothing there.
Yeah. The BK in water is vanilla. It's in the back. It's the BK chest. So you need 2 keys. And then we saw the Dartlink flute, and there was a big chest, but it was
Nehru's.
Yeah. Oh, that's one of the items is in the cracked wall, so yeah, I can imagine Tom picking up 2 keys, heading towards the BK chest, and just like ending it there, which will give Tom another advantage.
I don't think we saw Stuckman do the dragon chest.
You can peek it from the top, so we probably just didn't see it.
Because they got to the river and they saw it was a small chest.
Yeah, they probably deduced it was a small key actually from that.
Yeah, I'm assuming that's why I don't remember them seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah, after this water temple, Tom's going to have all of the stuff to get the Kakiri sword.
You go Child, pick up OOT, go to Requiem, play Requiem to go to the Colossus, plant your bean.
Yeah.
I guess while you're there, you do the child spirit checks as well, because you don't want to have to age change and then age change back.
Yeah.
Although you would have to age change back anyway to pick up the K sword and then go back into Deku as Child.
Yeah. There's no reason to not do the 2 checks in Spirit Temple. You just do it. Because the BK could be there could be a small key you need there. Like, it takes no time. And actually, also, maybe a bit of an understated thing, it tells you a lot about if you're able to work out the key logic in Spirit, you can potentially skip checks in Spirit knowing that they're keys. In particular, the sunblock check, because that has to be if you're looking for keys 1, 2, 3, and you're still missing keys, then you can deduce that there's a key in there if you only have keys 1 and 2, and then that check is unchecked. If I was sober enough, I'd be able to explain that better, but hopefully you kind of understand that. Understanding Spirit key logic.
I was going to say, fortunately, we have a command for this.
Yeah. I always say, like, if you want to know kind of small key logic, if you want to understand Spirit key logic, don't think about, like, the Spirit key logic document puts it in a way that's like, these doors are locked by small keys. Try not to think about it like that. Try and think about it as where the small keys can be and what numbers they are. So quite often when you hear me talk about Spirit key logic, I'll be like, that's the first small key, or that's the fourth small key, right? So if you find, for example, if you find a small key in the adult mirror climb room, and you find a small key there, that has to be the fourth small key, right? It can't be small keys 1, 2, or 3. And so when you think about it,
the near four Armos chest, I think it's called in the spoiler log.
No. So it's the adult climb. The adult climb.
Oh, the mirror spinner.
Yes, that has to be key 4 and above. It can't be keys 1, 2, and 3.
Right. Okay, I'm with you.
Because keys 1, 2, and 3 have to be adult-child shared. They have to be obtainable as both adult and child. So they have to be the 4 lower checks, the map chest, the sunblock check, and the silver gauntlets chest. So keys 1, 2, and 3 have to be there. And then anything that's only adult locked has to be 4 keys and above. So anything that's in the ZL checks in the main room, the adult climb, okay, they have to be at least 4 key locked. And then progression from there, you've got the Armos check, and anything from the Armos check onwards has to be key 5.
Okay. TomPouce having a bit of struggle with Morpher here.
I was right, actually. The silver chest has to be key 4 because it's 5 keys or 3 keys plus long shot.
What money would you get on vanilla silver gauntlets here?
So, vanilla silver gauntlets is, because of the way the logic's made, somebody can correct me here, I'm not sure. I think it's impossible or very, very difficult.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because of the way it's how they call in the logic files. It's called age unknown, and it's this whole idea that you have to exist as child and adult at the same time. And I think because of that, it's really difficult for it. It's definitely possible. Okay, well, I think it's really difficult if the key logic it has to be quite precise for it to happen. Yeah, Bailnog says you need 5 keys accessible to chat. I think that's right. I think that's because you can't, because the other way of getting there is 3 keys plus long shot or 5 keys. And if you can't use the long shot because you don't have strength 2, it has to be 5 child accessible keys.
Sure. And this is this is where you see how picking up those skulls early has really helped TomPouce. Shoot the sun was hinted, my friend.
Oh, well, when you get to that point,
when you're 2 hours 40 in, yeah, fair
you
enough.
forget shoot the sun's dead.
But TomPouce is, they're a whole Jabu ahead. They haven't full cleared water, but trust their logic to know that there's nothing else there. And so now you go child, you pick up OOT, you play Requiem, you plant your bean, how high would you go in Child Spirit? I think at least you clear out the first 2 checks. And then you
Just
go
2
to...
checks. There's no reason
then-
to do any further because you have Fire Source. If you didn't have a Fire Source, then I think it would be an interesting decision whether you do that or not. I think you do it. With a Fire Source, you definitely don't. There's just no point. Like I was saying, you can deduce the key logic potentially to not even do it anyway. And also, you waste a key by climbing. So
could scum it, I guess.
you could
But-
skim it, but then you have to save outside the temple.
It's a
And you have
time
to have the
waste.
foresight to do that.
Yeah.
Because otherwise
But
you're
you
just
probably-
going to go back in the temple and then having to say, well, you could do that, I guess.
You probably just age change, go adult, pick up your Kokiri sword, age change again, go child, hope you find it in Deku, and if not, you're out of luck. By the way,
yeah.
I know that it's faster to play Serenade and warp here than it is to just walk out the front door, but I still find it weird.
Yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it? It's the number of transitions and things like that.
Songs are hard.
Songs are hard.
Lucy, you're gonna fall off?
Wow, did we just have like a 10-minute discussion on Spirit Key Logic? Wow.
Spirit Key. Here's the thing. Like, it's a bit of a joke about it's just like about how it's kind of all a bit of a nonsense, right? But Spirit Key Logic is also actually kind of interesting. I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Genuinely think that.
Here's the beam plant. Well, what is the Kokiri sword? And Tom is heading. So I think we get into a point now where we can actually kind of compare the runners together.
Yeah, they're not the opposite of diverging. They are converging because now
Yes.
Stuckman it is straight up doing stuff that we've seen TomPouce do, whereas Tom is doing stuff in uncharted territory for us now.
Yeah.
And is a full Jabu ahead. Stuckman has the boss key in Spirit, so all they need to do is go back in there with a long shot, which they'll pick up here in Jabu, and they can clear it. But this is definitely advantage for Tom.
It's basically Jabu and like another minute, isn't it? It's kind of what it is. Jabu in a minute. Because we have Serenade. Okay, so Tom is at least doing this one. Let's see if they go around and pick the other one up as well. I didn't check. Okay, they are going around. So, oh no, they're leaving. Okay, so Tom doesn't know.
Yes, no, I don't know.
Can you repeat the question?
now. Oh, Tom is going on. Oh, no, they're not. What are you doing?
Tom!
This is pure chaos.
I wonder if Tom is actually doing what we kind of discussed about beforehand, of being like, are you going to climb or not? And
Yeah.
he's decided to leave. Which I think is chill. And Oxy dude.
I think the thing is, whatever you want to do, like, you've got to just say, okay, like, this is what I'm doing. Let's do it. Bye, Lucy.
Bye, cat.
I am now slightly hairier than I was, 20 minutes ago when she sat down?
I need to put my heating on. It's getting cold. Hold up.
This is one of the sneaky good things about pets. They make excellent heaters. Here's the age change for TomPouce, and they'll go all the way out to Colossus with Requiem, pick up the Kokiri sword, and then immediately go back child again. Because it's been that kind of seed.
Yeah. It's apparently 14 degrees in the room that I'm in at the moment, according to The temperature reader. Also called a thermometer.
The thermometer. Just
The No, we really have been lads on tour today, haven't we?
I can see why they call you Chuckles.
Hey, I did not name me. Somebody else named me. That is a well, it's not even a long story. It's a short story that I can't be bothered to tell.
Here's a long story.
Ah! Oh!
Thank you. Thank you.
Why, like, everybody, like, this whole restream should just be clipped. I think it's good quality entertainment.
And I tell you what, you know, we mentioned, yeah, where did Tom get those early skulls? One of those early skulls they did the Armos push in DC.
Did, yeah, they spent the 90 seconds it takes to get that to get that one. Pretty incredible.
There's the safe quit for Pouce, so he'll be going child again. And into Deku, where we might find strength. I hope we find strength too.
Hey, if we don't find strength 2...
I mean, if we don't find strength 2, I don't know where's left at this point. Probably just Ice Cavern, yeah.
Yeah. Even just roundabout checks. Have we done Big Pose?
We have not done Big Pogs.
Big Pogs. Big Pogs has the strength.
It wouldn't be the first time, to be fair.
Yeah, we got one small key purple in Child Spirit.
No, we haven't seen FW either. So, like, there are still bait chests out there. Like, there's 2 more bows out there, which we know are bow locked. There's the other scale. We've got both wallets. There's another bottle somewhere. Zora Tunic is out there as well. And we do still actually need the light arrow, so I'm not really going to class those as bait. But they are also out there somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, there's...
Yeah. Kind of crazy, really, with like a limited amount of checks that we've got left. There's actually quite a lot out there.
I like the updated path command. Path of Twin Rover Gerudo Fortress, Irons for Azora Sapphire for Requiem for a small key.
Love
it. Did we see the back of Deku hints when they cleared forest? I did, right?
I think so, and I think it's because really the hints don't really mean anything. Like we said, the only thing we're missing is the last evolve path,
and that doesn't help us at this point because they've both cleared it and they've got
exactly,
and we know it's not going to be a strength because there's a logical strength directly.
It's very likely just Welt Evolve at this point.
Welt Evolve, Lost Woods Evolve, doesn't really matter.
Yeah, for the hovers, yeah.
No big Octo problems for Stuckman.
No dies of big no dies of big Octo today.
Which is a shame because honestly, I'm waiting for someone to actually, as bad as it sounds, I'm waiting for someone to die to Big Octo just so we can just have that spam.
We can spam it in the chat anyway, it's fine.
Alright, fine, I'm good. As opposed to when you do it on the boss of the cavern, which is dies to Big Dongo. I regretted saying that as soon as it left my mouth. I've not. To be fair, I don't think I've ever actually seen anyone die to King Dodongo.
What? No. Yes, you have.
No, I genuinely am not sure that I have. I've seen some people not to cycle it.
The infamous "I ate your pie" death to King Dodongo. Big chest in Deku.
Here we go. It's
a bow.
Another bow.
Is that bow locked?
Just a bit, yeah.
Yeah. Through multiple paths. It's bow locked.
Another big chest.
Here we go.
I'm on third bow.
It's going to be a slingshot.
We've got all 3 slingshots.
No, it could be a slingshot. It could be a bomb bag.
Here's the bomb bag. Is that bomb locked?
Oh, yeah. It's AD locked in Shadow's arm stones.
It is absolutely bomb locked.
Yeah.
So far, Deku has been not great.
Yeah. Gonna be searching for strength.
There's been various debates about the use of the term casino. I think if there is not a strength here, then you might be able to, then I think you can say, look, okay, this is at this point. I mean, I don't even know if you can call it casino at this point, just because you've cleared so much of the game.
So much limit, like, to where it can be. Like, it's just ice, isn't it?
It just has to be ice, basically.
Like, is it a casino?
Or at least an adult fountain.
Yeah, it can't be much of a casino when, like, yeah, it's red versus black, and like everything is red.
Clean Goma. Oh yeah, we get Lax.
Everybody forgets Lax, except for if your name's Netherium, then you remember Lax.
Or as people incorrectly call it, Lax cutscene.
Yes. Yeah. The RAS syndrome. Redundant acronym syndrome.
I was going to say, I assume the S in that stands for syndrome.
Throw back to that time when I couldn't remember where vanilla light arrows were.
Do you remember that?
I don't remember that, but that's funny.
Was that in Brighton? Like, was that light arrogance? So
at this point, we genuinely could have vanilla Lax. Like,
we could have been.
It's highly possible. TomPouce is going to climb Child Spirit. I think they want to age change as little as possible, so they don't want to clear out ice, find it's not there, and then have to go back Child again. So I get it. This makes sense to me.
Rune's internet's been out. Just imagine us collectively trying to like work out an FPA if needed. Just be like, I don't know, just stop whenever. Like, you go.
Just wing it.
Yeah. We'll just do it afterwards. No, I'm happy Gut Rune's internet's back, so we don't have to worry about that.
We mentioned that Stuck's already been to water, so he'll go straight to Morpher.
Yeah.
Go to Morpher, go straight to Morpher. Do not pass go, do not collect 200 rupees. Nothing
Is that
in
a
this room
Monopoly
until-
reference you're making?
I thought that was quite obviously Monopoly, yes.
I know, yeah, it's alright.
I couldn't think of what the equivalent of go. Do not pass Goma. Yeah, that would have been the one.
Oh, you had it! You had it in the palm of your hand. All right. Next time, that's what you do. Especially if it's like Deku related.
Yeah.
Ooh, spin strats.
Got it in the corner nice enough.
Look at the the small key on the map chest, meaning that this is magic locked. Shout outs to Magix being in Mido's house and Mido again.
Mido's house. It's not even like, oh, it was front left and back right. No, it was front right and back right. Literally, we picked them up in successive checks. That's just magnificent. Keeping the burning stick all the way through so he doesn't have to collect all the silver rupees, although it has Din's Fire anyway. That is a key.
Remember when we had Path of Magic? Oh my god.
That was a thing?
Yeah, in the old days of the old Blitz settings. The old Blitz settings. That Cubs and Spike made. Path of Magic. Wow.
To be fair, I've seen enough seeds this season where it's just you've got everything you need and you just need the magic, and it's like, yeah. Pouce not going any higher, so I wonder if they peeped the Silver Gauntlet's chest from the outside. Going to track through market, age change, and then is it rushing ice if you get in there after 3 hours?
it's no. It's like walking stick required to ice at this point.
It's not even like it's like someone's just said no, you're going. It's like a parent frog marching their child to some museum. It's like you're going whether you want to or not.
Yeah, you're going to the National Trust on holiday, whatever it is. Did you do that when you were a kid? Did your parents drag you to National Trust like areas?
Oh, yeah, we went to like stately homes and stuff.
Yeah, various castles and stuff.
Yeah, or holidays in like campsites with dodgy sounding names. And I'm gonna say this. It's gonna sound like I'm making it up, but this was generally the name of one of our favourite campsites in the New Forest we used to go to. It was a place called Sandy Balls. Not even joking. It's great. Loved it.
The problem is that I hate sand and it gets everywhere.
Oh, me too. Like, I'm not a beach goer, really. TomPouce is going back into water.
Ooh, wow. Okay, so this is good for Stuck. This is time save for Stuck. Definitely needs it.
I don't think Tom cleared the central pillar. And that takes a while. Evidently, they didn't do compass either.
No, they didn't do the compass chest. They went straight for the map chest, which is... There's been a lot of discussion about like compass map first, and for me, it's dependent on the situation that you're in. Like in Tom's situation, if you just want to get the BK as quickly as possible, you don't care about the checks, then you do map first. If you're caring about the checks, then you want to do the BK. You want to do the Dark Link loop, and therefore you need early keys before you lower the water, and then you do.
Live on the Twitch end. We're not alive on the back end.
Oh, Toby, you need to reshare your screen. Cool. Thanks, dude. Hey, Toby. Tobias just said chat is amazing, but you all didn't hear it.
No, it's a shame.
Yes, Tobias,
Also,
I know chat is gorgeous. I know that.
by the way, that Goron on TomPouce's side is sending me a little bit.
Well, you know what? I might as well join you since, my goodness. Yeah,
Is everything okay on your end?
My
genuinely?
computer crashed.
Oh,
shit.
This was the world's fastest reboot.
In which case, you've done remarkably well to get it back up.
That's crazy. You've done great.
Ah, thank you. Alright, let's see about that crop.
Shay says, can we get an FPA call for the restreamer?
I mean, we can get an F call, sure, at least.
This is a rare instance where chat needs to tell me what is going on in the seed.
I wondered if Tom was going to dip into deep fire. It is a small item on the right hand, so TomPouce was right not to go and check that.
Are you watching on twitch.tv/the Silver Gauntlets?
I am watching it on twitch.tv/the Silver Gauntlets.
And there's your screen share. Yeah.
Let's just keep the crop in like this, Tobias.
How about no? How about we don't?
Yeah, I would prefer not to. Partly because we're missing half of, well, not quite half, but we're missing a third of each runner's actual game feed because Tobias has to redrop
Transition.
things. Like,
How about this?
hey,
Yay! Well done, Toby. GG's.
that was honestly to have your computer crash and then just reboot it within a couple of minutes and get the stream back running. It's pretty good going, to be fair.
Did chat lose us as well? Did we die too?
Yes, obviously. They can't hear you without me.
Oh dear.
Oh,
We were talking to we were talking to
vibing.
ourselves.
What is that? Is that FW?
That is Ferore's Wind. And what the hell? I'm just
like
gonna
that.
join you on commentary because why not?
I'm down. This means no one got our hot political analysis that we dropped during the break. Damn.
Tobias at a good point allowed the political nonsense to resume whilst we were out of commission. Basically, what happened is that Tobias BC took us off the air and just focused on the highlights.
Ooh, missing, not having quite enough health to get back to the top. Also, you will have missed this, Tobias, when you were rebooting the computer. For the race monitor command, I accidentally typed ! Gutroom.
Oh,
I
we
mean,
did all of that.
At this point, have you seen our volunteer sheet?
We
Oh,
missed
yeah.
all of that
I think she
conversation.
has volunteered for about 50% of the races.
Oh, more
No,
than
more
that.
than
I think
that.
it's 70 and above.
At least. I didn't see what was on the iceberg, but it must have been nothing because TomPouce wasn't interested. And 3 hours plus in, we're going into Ice Cavern.
Let's go.
And if it's not here, then we are up a certain creek without any means of propulsion.
I mean, we're gonna be up Schitt's Creek without a paddle.
That's the one.
You know, I knew it was Schitt's Creek, but I didn't know what the proportion was. But I'm glad it's resolved.
I guess you're learning today, Chuckles.
Ruto's letter was in the open grotto in Kakariko. So yeah, we've had this available for a while.
Cat says we can't see the timer, but I think I'm actually happier to not see the timer.
I think that's because Tobias's computer crashed, so obviously they don't.
Yeah,
have
and
an
so I
accurate
haven't
time
restarted
anymore.
LiveSplit yet.
I don't think I need to. Do we need to remember that we're over 3 hours?
I'm pretty sure both runners are abundantly aware.
that we are over 3 hours and nowhere near go mode.
That's a biggie. Good. Okay. I've got a thought here. Hear me out.
Yeah,
If this is strength 2,
yeah,
you just drop FW and bail.
yeah. There's no way you're doing anything else. You could argue maybe doing the next 2 checks because they're quick and they're dense and then you leave the back, and also the Iron Boots check is dead, so it's actually just the song in here because the sometimes sent.
And at this point, we know that the song is Saria, which
This is the
only
light
locks-
arrows. Watch this.
which only locks.
Oh, it's strength 2!
Strength 2.
Tom is not FWing.
No, just leave him. Just not even bother him. I think doing the next 2 is
Run like the wind.
If you get that the light arrows are in ice,
Or they're on one of the Saria's checks.
you're so losing a lot of time. And just picking up blue fire and checking those 2 checks, what's that, like 20 seconds? Like, it's nothing. Like, Nitharian. Cheers, dude.
Oh, correct, everyone. Put your silver gauntlets in chat.
Finally, after more than 3 hours, we have occasion to do so.
Yeah, wow, it's just been ridiculous amount of time.
All right, who's ready for the next check to be strength 3?
Oh, let's go.
So what's that strength 2
boo.
strength lock, by the way?
No,
In Ice
Purple
Cavern.
says strength 1 didn't lock strength 2 because we had Ruto's letter and bomb bag actually really.
Oh
early in
no!
the
So
season.
this
Yeah.
wasn't Ice Cavern wasn't No, 50 skulls wasn't logical strength 1.
No, and I was actually thinking whilst we were doing this, like, how the seed would be different if you got that strength in ice early. Because I think you're here's a big chest. I'll pause champ what I was going to say. There
Okay,
it is.
that's strength. That's strength
Classic.
unlocked. We're good. We're good.
Yeah, I think if you pick up that strength in ice early, I think that changes your skull collecting and actually
Yeah,
makes it more efficient.
I don't think so. In fact, I don't think if you find a strength, you are not committing to skulls as hard as both Tom and Stuck, but especially Tom have.
True,
Yeah.
true. But you get to do the dungeon progression quicker.
And you can pick up skulls while you're doing that.
Yeah. But what other skulls do you pick up though? Like, I don't know. You pick up
there
the
are-
ice skulls.
Yeah. How many are there in ice?
Three. But there's 3, and then there's 1 in domain. The river schools as well.
You can get the forest. Chaplain's that you can get the forest skulls earlier.
Oh, Purple says the Jabu schools as well. And the fountain schools as child.
Yeah, because the boomerang was.
Yeah, you get the rang. You get all the rang ones.
And that makes things so much easier.
Big chest.
Hello, what are you? We're in glow mode though, right?
Yeah. I would say that, but that was the light arrows, and that could be like, not anymore.
Not anymore.
Oh, that would have been great.
They think it's the light arrows. It is now.
I think if you're Poose, you'd full clear. Well, you'd clear as much as you need to work out where the other keys are and stuff. Like, there's no way that you wouldn't clear this out because, right?
I mean, at this point,
What, the spirit
you
temple?
are on the light arrow hunt.
No,
I
yeah.
think you go up to the mirror shield chest just because it's relatively quick, and getting back here is kind of out of the way. You take the small time losses to avoid the big ones.
Well, Tom used a small key on the child door, so
I mean, he
needs a
has
small key. Yeah, so Tom doesn't have a choice. I disagree. I think you leave it, especially with strength 3 obtained. It's very
Does he
likely
turn
that
his
it's
butt
just
around?
in.
No, he doesn't.
It's
Oh,
just
that's a
in
biggie.
light trial. It's going to be here, isn't it?
No, it's a gold scale.
Lap dive, let's go.
That's done. That's done. Let's go.
Oh no!
Yeah, I think if you had the keys, you just avoid it and just like hope it's not here. Light arrows do have a tendency of being in the spirit temple when you go mode spirit, but I think the likelihood in the seed that it's in light trial is
It's
almost
so
about
much more
30%.
likely. It's so much more likely to be anywhere else than the 2 checks or whatever that you would leave. But
Yeah, especially when one of them's a small key as well.
oh, the timer's back.
Go.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I think it's a minute of time for 2 minutes. Like, if it was like, this is what I said about the ice cavern, is that your checks per minute there, it takes about 20 seconds to get there, and you get in 2 checks, so it's 10 seconds per check. But this is kind of 3 checks in a minute. It's those debates that you have, and it's like, what is the line? Like, it's very difficult to see. Like what I tell you what, I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, but like,
What were you going to say?
No, I will tell you later what I was gonna say.
Okay. The
but
question is, if those light arrows are just sitting in the other checks in Ice Cavern, or they're on one of the Saria's checks, does TomPouce have enough time, or will Stuckman make that time up?
Stuck is very far behind. I think Stuck is a significant amount of time behind.
All they've got to do is go to ice and pick up the strength, right? And then they're into
But you're gonna
spirit.
walk to ice.
Yeah.
I mean, you can play Minuet and whatever, but Stuck is picking up Pierre.
Thinking about deep fire?
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. And doing. Oh, he's
an
doing
adult
the
throw
adult
here.
checks here. Right. Okay. Yeah. It's just these kind of individual overworld checks we haven't really thought about for a while. Because Tom did this kind of early.
Yeah, it's definitely. I mean, Tom's very much in the driving seat now.
Yeah.
It would
I mean,
even
Tom's
the
gonna get
worst.
the hint, and then it's just like he can do everything.
Yeah, the worst place for them would be having to double dip back to Ice Captain in some capacity. But even then, they probably have enough of a lead because Stuckman hasn't even picked up Strength 2 yet.
Yeah, it needs to do that. Needs to do Spirit Temple. So
But hey, it's not done till the dot done.
absolutely.
How did
Yeah,
you
and-
come up with these, Benji?
Oh, I nicked that one. That's not mine.
Did you?
Yeah, I can't remember from who.
Wow, I can't believe you nicked something from somebody. Plagiarism.
We're gonna call it remix culture, considering that we've basically spent the last 2 years restreaming and talking about a automatic remixes of a 25-year-old game.
That's so true. That's so true. Oh, we're hearing cats now, Benji.
Yeah, she wanted to be picked up and then was like, "No,
Aw.
don't pick me up." She
Not
doesn't
like
being
that,
picked up
anyway.
well, she's only got 3 legs, so she doesn't like it.
No.
Yeah, what would a lights location be that would give Stuck that much time back? I don't see one.
I don't think there is one, to be honest.
I think it's like ice, and then even then, Stuck needs to do the ice checks as well. Like,
Yeah, you picked up Strength 3, hard locked in, hard Strength 2 locked in, obviously, so that's not a problem.
it was like it would have been
GTG,
strength
but-
3 being in ice would have been
Yeah.
like the thing.
I mean, even if it's in the silver block room in GTG, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
Like, because again, that would still be something that Stuck also has to do.
More space
I-
music in the lab, though.
Doing this out of logic because he didn't have the gold scale from Water Temple. Also, this means that Iron Boots very much not DLC this seed.
And that is Twin Rover done for Tom. Maybe another 5-10 minutes until we know where our light arrows are.
I mean, it's going to be vanilla lax anyway, right?
We'll see. If so, that's
Oh,
gonna
wait.
be very funny.
No, we've already picked up Lax. haven't
I was going to say Tom would have picked up lax already, wouldn't he? Never mind.
we? Yeah. Yeah.
Nope. Twin Rover just had a vanilla heart container. They're not here. Wait, is this
This
tracker?
is-
We are so close to tracker percent. I think
Yeah, we
Tom
are.
just needs to pick up Prelude out of principle. And sorry.
Yeah, missed out on Sari as an ice, so probably we'll never see that. And then,
Unless you'll never find the light arrows in Goron City or Lost Woods.
Yeah, yeah. This is getting us one step closer to what might be one of the gems of matches in Challenge Cup history. If Alexis wins against Krez, and that's a big if,
Yeah.
and TomPouce wins here, could be one of the two runners of quite big fame to play each other since like S4 Challenge Cup kind of thing, when it was.
I was going to say since
33
Alexis played
downwards.
Jimbo in the group stage.
Yes, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, yeah.
Challenge Cup is stacked this year.
It's ridiculous,
really is.
isn't it? So many good runners.
I don't think that's an unfair assessment, to be honest. That Tom's skull routing, really, if he didn't decide the race, it had a really big factor in it.
I think his early chew obtainment, like Stuck, unfortunately couldn't avoid doing GTG that Tom did do, which was kind of like Tom's delay, because Tom had, Stuck was the first one to 3 medallions. Let's not forget that. And actually, Tom was quite behind getting to 3 medallions when Stuck got 3. So, Stuck had opportunities. It's just kind of.
Yeah, I think for Tom, it's the skull routing and also kind of, I think, playing towards AD a little bit earlier as well.
Yeah, he was very adamant into touching that forest temple, which is, if we do speak to any of the runners afterwards, then it, asking kind of how come Tom decided, to dip that forest early. Like,
I think
how
Tom
come
also
to
got
get
the
schools.
I think Tom also got the information that it's all dungeons quite a bit earlier than Stuck.
He did, yeah. It was the Kakiri Forest Storms Grotto that Tom picks up and knew it was AD. And then Stuck didn't find out until he got the Lost Woods Grotto, which was about 20 minutes afterwards. A significant amount of time afterwards.
That is true. Tom also crossed earlier.
Yeah, and knew it was AD earlier. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was my point. Yes, it's Requiem. Oh my God, is that just our light arrows?
Oh.
Stuck, please.
Are we gonna see Fire Temple and Fire Temple on TomPouce's side and the light arrows on Stuckman's side in the same frame?
Which brother did Valley late here? Was it Stuckman?
It was Stuckman, yes, indeed. It was Valley late, as you said.
You read that way too quickly.
That was literally a frame. I couldn't see what that was.
That was actually a frame.
If
Zora Tunic. Oh, outside.
OGC. Okay, well, all right. You can stick a fork in this one. You can stick a fork in this one because it's done.
Yeah, Richard's mum is warming up those vocal cords. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was inside my castle, not outside, because Tom's going straight to light trial. Either way.
Imagine if Tom didn't actually see what it said and is just doing checks.
Weird flex.
That's the third bow.
might be bow lock.
Very bow lock bow. And there's the light arrows. All right.
There we go.
There we go.
All right.
And there's his followers.
Yeah, that was a hard AD 50.
Yeah. If you add up the 2 commentator seeds that I've done in the last 2 days, it's almost 7 hours.
Oh my God.
All right. Turns out Chuckles is now forbidden from commentating as 6 races.
I love chatting nonsense, but
and again, it's not been a hideous AD50. It's been quite an interesting AD50.
It really has. It has. Yeah, I don't know whether to play. It might have been interesting.
Yeah, maybe less so. I do wonder if one of the runners had gone into ice earlier, whether that would have how that would have changed things. But they didn't, so we won't know.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think you're absolutely right there. Like, I think if we going into ice early would have had 2 completely different routes, and that it might have made it closer. It might have took it further away. It's really hard to say, like, different reality kind of thing. But you're right. That going into ice, and we said about going into ice a lot earlier, but we just kind of kept on picking up progression items that stopped that from really happening.
Oh yeah, it's a world tour, as everyone points out. Didn't need to do GTG, but we did it anyway.
Yeah,
And-
GG could have been avoided.
With apologies to August 40th, at 3 hours, 24 minutes, and 45 seconds, here's Ganon.
Wow, just more copyright from Benjy.
I apologized. Also, Stuckman's checking big pogs, so I'm happy.
This is like those people writing credit to the artist underneath their copyrighted like copy of an.
This
Yeah,
is
of a
like
picture.
make
Elon
your own
Musk.
memes up.
It's like Elon Musk cropping credit out of everything he tweets.
But yeah, time to make some bacon. How do you like your bacon?
I'm not really fussy, to be honest. I actually haven't had bacon in ages because I tend not to have meat in the house. My partner is vegetarian, and whenever meat comes in the house, the cats know.
They will.
Yeah.
I actually saw a woman refuse her Greg's bacon sandwich today because the bacon wasn't done enough.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Maybe
for
has
those
standards. I can respect it.
for those who have
Britain,
O2
am I right?
priority, for those who have O2 priority, you do get a free Greg's item on a Friday, and so she was getting it
Really?
for free, and she
Oh.
didn't like the bacon.
If you're getting it for
Alright.
free,
Yeah, if you're
Not-
getting
not
it for
having that.
free, you do not look a gift horse in the mouth. Anyway, get your GGs in chat. It is time for TomPouce to end this with a time of 3 hours, 26 minutes, and 25 seconds. Tom's your winner. Tom's moving on to the semifinals.
Let's go.
for Stuckman, given the length of the seed, that might just be sweet relief at this point.
Yeah. It was kind of a significant advantage in the end. We're kind of looking 10, 15 minutes, like quite a long time.
Or thereabouts. Alright. Tom will join us for an interview after a quick trip to the restroom,
Nice.
which is fair enough. Let's see if I can't get the challenge thing to work. Yes, I can. I just need to scroll it. Cool.
Stuckman is also going to take a brief pause and then join us.
Oh,
Awesome.
excellent.
Obviously,
fun
always
seed
appreciate
at the end of the day.
always appreciate runners coming in for interview as well, especially after a seed like that, when
Yeah.
sometimes the last thing you want to do is talk about it.
Mhm. And both French runners as well, so English not their first language. So really appreciate both these runners deciding to come and say hey to us.
But
They're
Chuckles, I
awesome.
thought we were the French restream today.
We are the French. We are, Rafa decided that we weren't the French restream, but
Le restream français.
but we are also the French restream today.
Or as it was asked in chat very early in the first few minutes of the seed, is there a baguette restream today? Wow.
Both the runners being French, it's we're happy to have both the French runners here today and speak to us afterwards. So
It's always nice when you get restreams in multiple languages, I think.
Certainly. It's amazing. And it is amazing that this community is able to broadcast so many races live to everyone who's watching. With the occasional unfortunate interruption, but hey, it's what happens.
it's okay, Tobias.
GG, Stuckman.
What's stuck?
Yeah.
What is like AD 50 Requiem? Like you had everything today.
Yeah, everything. As soon as I saw 50 AD, I was like, no, that's not working out.
I love that. That's great. Just no, thank you.
I quite enjoyed the fact that it's like, Requiem on OOT. So are we going to need AD, or there could be key logic shenanigans, and then you get out to the Colossus and you can carry swords on the arch, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess that's all dungeons.
Yeah, at least I knew pretty early. I don't know about Tom, but I knew that I was doomed pretty early. I'm bad at skulls. Also, my execution was so spotty today. Like actually, but yeah, with like the long execution, the long seed, I knew that I was in a bad spot because the execution is not my forte.
Yeah, we welcome TomPouce. Bonsoir, Tom. GG.
Bonsoir, GG.
Yo,
Woo!
dude, congratulations! Like, you really, some of the things that you did today, like, I was impressed. Like, you pulled out some of the strats today.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have mixed feeling about this seal.
Well,
Okay,
tell us, what are your
yeah.
feelings about this seed, Tom?
So, when I found the hint for the strength, I went right away for the skull because I just see my opponent he's done like a skull seed last time and
Yeah.
he didn't rotate perfectly.
Definitely not.
Yeah. so yeah. The plan was going for the skull. That was the plan. So my first rank was 50 skulls, and everything I was doing at first I was looking for the boomerang behind the hookshot. So I did GTG, then the desert, which led me to the Kokiri Sword on the Being Colossus, and I was like, oh wow, what is this? Okay. So yeah, it was an idea which made me confident to win this. Then I got the strength. Then I got the boomerang on forest, the long shot on Jabu, and everything I was doing. I feel like I was right. I feel like I was on the right road, the god road maybe. And then
Yeah.
Deku
Sorry,
happened.
continue.
And
And
then Deku happened.
happened, and nothing in Deku. I was like, okay, maybe spirit, nothing child spirit. Maybe water for the pass to Trimora, nothing on water. And my method went boom because with that strength on ice, there was a possibility that you could route the school better than me. And yeah, it was 3 hours in the sea. I was starting to get very exhausted. I was so sticking straight. So yeah, it was like the first 2 hours was like, okay, it's going well. And then the last 30 minutes were painful to me. But yeah. Yeah, also execution-wise, I did a lot of mistake, I think. I pulled out some
Probably
cool
less
stuff,
than me.
but... Oh. Okay.
No, I think honestly, I like Stuck said as well, like that you had Stuck said that you had execution issues as well, and honestly, I did not see. There were a couple of instances, and I think sometimes those small things stick in your mind more.
Yep.
But honestly, you both played really well. Like you both, like this is the thing that really impressed me the most. You both played Suns after doing HPA to get the back skull. And I was like, I was wowed. I was like, whoa! Like I've never seen that before. I just thought that was excellent. I think you both really thought about the school routine. Tom, you were rapid in like it was almost like you decided it was AD 50 before you read the hints, and then you kind of decided early on that you were doing AD and getting 50 because you went into Stone Forest kind of early.
That was many years for the skulls, and maybe the boomerang, because the way of the hero for Baronade was a bow.
Yeah.
Which led me to a hookshot, and I decided to do the hookshot zones very early, which
That
were
makes sense.
Forest, top GTG.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, there was Tom got the choose earlier than you Stuck. So Tom had an early lead.
Yeah.
Just by being able to do things like DC earlier and stuff like that. And
yeah.
Then you went over to GTG, Tom, and actually Stuck, you had 3 medallions before Tom had you had 3 and Tom had 2. So you were a little bit ahead, and that was before we knew it was AD as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, I knew also that like from the moment I had there was 50, I was like, it's no use. Like, I mean, medallions won't like clearly show if I'm ahead or behind. I mean, I can't know, of course, but it's like I knew that even if I went and did dungeons, I was slowly lagging behind with skulls, and the worst that could happen, to my knowledge, because I suppose the second strength is in ice, was that the strength was blocking everything, and it was kind of looking that way too up until the end. But yeah, I was feeling very like not confident from the 50 to the 80. But yeah,
I think this is a seed that plays very differently in S6 than it plays in S5, where in S5 maybe you're tempted to KZ skip earlier, you find the
Yeah.
strength there, and then it completely changes the way you route. But in S6, with that taken off the table, both of you kind of went to ice very late and found that, oh, actually, there was just another strength out there. Of course,
Yeah.
not two strengths out there, because the third strength was obviously strength 2 locked, as it always is. But Tom, you were really, I thought, skull routing was really impressive. Picked up the soil patch skulls early, and the DC Armos push was top quality content.
Alors, the thing is, I'm training for OMS at the moment, so that skull is very common in my OMS routes, which is DC 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm grinding for this, and it's very hard. But yeah.
For those who might not know, OMS, Ocarina of Time Master Series, a series of challenges that you can, or speedrun challenges that you do in the vanilla OOT game.
Yeah, I think it's organized by Danny B, who's one of the top OOT speedrunners. And honestly, watching the various OMS challenges, and I'm like, how do people come up with the routing? But I can see like that's one of those things where having that knowledge of all those little bits that maybe you don't normally pick up in rando would help. And you think, actually, I can pick up this skull that normally I wouldn't, but it's not that far out of the way. Like it's more in your mind because you've been doing the OMS stuff.
Yeah, I was believe from Lizzie. Otherwise, yeah, my score routine was really fine. Maybe the last one, I think I need too much stuff, like just before going to Shadow. It was very questionable, I think. But yeah, it was pretty solid. I mean, I really went for it, and yeah.
I mean, at this point, by the time you finished, there was kind of not much left in the game for either of you.
Yeah.
Like,
I definitely gambled to see if I could somehow with Deepfire and things like that. Maybe, I don't know. Even if I found the strengths in Deepfire, I think I would have still lost because how slow I was. But yeah, I definitely avoided ice at the end. I knew that like if it was there, I was like there. There was no way. That's why I didn't go.
Deepfire was a good call if you will not do the skulls. Like it's you can how could I say that? You can win the seed from that. Yeah, there was a chance to win from this.
Yeah, we did find a big chest on Pierre at about the same time that you were kind of getting the light arrow hit, and we were like, oh my god, if Ganondorf says from the Fire Temple as Stuckman opens that chest, we're gonna absolutely go bananas. And then it was a Zora tunic.
Yeah, I was like, maybe it could be a lighter road, like to save me a few minutes. But no. It was just a Zora tunic. That was very depressing, actually.
It was just really interesting hearing you say, like, kind of have that awareness of your own playstyles and strengths and weaknesses, and how that affected how you routed and how you played.
Yeah, I tried to play. Also, I overplayed. Especially with time going, I was like, to me, it was 50 skulls for the first strengths, and no other strengths was available. I mean, it was building in my mind that it was that. And like every check I was doing, it was like I should do skulls. I should like rush skulls or something. But I'm bad at skulls. I really need to develop that skill. Maybe for next year. Need to train about that. I think it's really one of my biggest weakness.
Yeah,
Just
it's kind of like the understanding of like when to go hard on schools and when you can kind of, say if it's something like light arrows, then you can kind of pull back. You don't need to do it as quickly. You need to do the whole seed. But when it's like, spirits and med, and that could be like your first strength, it's kind of like, how hard do you go and push it? And, Tom was pretty much 5 to 8 schools ahead, like the whole time.
But the worst thing is it's 50 strength or 50 magic. It
always is, isn't it? It always is one of two. And like when we saw the hint, and I was just like, of course. Yeah, of course.
Give me a boomerang, give me a hammer. I mean, I don't mind, but at least be clear about it.
Like, and when you have 50 strength and you have Requiem OOT, there's for the first hour and a half of the seed, you're in this do we or don't we actually need it? You're in that kind of purgatory, really, I guess.
And I think I really need to say, I think committing to skulls early definitely did make a difference for you here, Tom. That was a choice, and it paid off in this instance. Obviously, in another world where it did end up that that strength on 50 was not needed, this could have been a very different race, right?
Yeah, I would have been toast, I think.
So, I mean, but that's a different world, and this is the world we live in. It is the world where you move on as the first person to our semifinal.
Yeah, I have one question actually, Tom. Before.
Well, no, Benjy. Before you ask.
Yeah.
Right, Tom. I'm a big fan. You're in my fantasy team for this year. Like you you're a huge inspiration to me. And Benji's got a question for you. So
tell me about the Scarecrow songs. Because every time I feel like chat is just sitting there tearing their hair out, and it's hilarious to me.
I started doing this like years ago, I think. Yeah, just like to do Scarecrow song, like different Scarecrow song. Just try to do some no song, I think. The one I did was not a no song, just the one I do. Maybe a lot of the seed, I think. Yes, it's my main song. I think it's come from a very obscure music, vaporwave, which was the Dark Side from. I don't remember the artist, but yeah, it's. I sometimes just play a different song. I used to play like Celine Dion, I think. Yeah, Miley Cyrus. Some variation of the Requiem on the Minute. Yeah, I have a lot of
so good.
So these are actual. These are actual songs that you are playing a few notes from.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
mystery solved.
What did you play today?
What?
What was the song
vaporwave track called "The Dark Side"? If I heard it correctly.
It's Dark Side. Yeah, I think it's Dark Side, but I forgot the artist.
And do you have these planned? Like, do you know what you're going to do at the start of a seed?
No. It's just like, okay, I'm playing this. I just deciding the song I play when I run out my Ocarina.
Just vibe.
You just whack one out.
Dang.
Sometimes, if I know the 80s song, I just play a variation of the 80s song on the Scarecrow to just tell, hey, I am actually me, right? So, just funny sometimes.
Okay. I mean, I almost had a suspicion that it was existing music that you were playing, but I never got confirmation. No. Thank you so much.
But yeah, you are moving on to the next round, and you are playing the winner of Krez or Alexis.
Okay, good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, the quality of Challenge Cup is it's just bonkers this year. And Stuckman, you played really well, not just today, but this tournament as well. You know, certainly you can be proud with what you've done so far. And TomPouce, yeah, semi-finals now and into the best of threes. Best of threes for semis, right, as well,
Yeah.
not just finals.
GG.
That is correct. For semis and for finals, it is best of threes. So at minimum, there is four more races ahead of you, and at maximum, well, it'll be 6. That is if you make it to the final to the final 2. Anyway, yeah. You're our first semi-finalist. Congratulations, commiserations. Obviously, Stuck that your road ends here.
Thank you for the
Thank you.
restream.
Thank you so much for
round
participating in
further.
Challenge Cup.
One
Yeah,
round
we
further.
were also the French restream today, so there was no French restream. We did the French commentary, so merci beaucoup.
Oh,
And,
goodness.
Thank you.
None of us speak French. This man is just clowning. Anyway. Again, huge thank you to you, chat, everyone, for watching. Thank you to our wonderful runners, Stuckman and TomPouce, for putting on a heck of a show. Thank you to our trackers, Veva and Shai, for keeping us well informed over this monstrosity of a seed. Thank you to our amazing commentary team, the Lads on Stream, Chuckles501 and Benjy. Thank you also for tolerating me on commentary for the last half hour or so after my computer decided that it was time to give us a little break in the stream. Thank you to Gudrun, our race monitor. She has been monitoring like basically all of our races. Only slight exaggeration on that one. And thank you, chat, for watching. We will see you again on the Silver Gauntlets on Sunday for 2 races on Sunday. We have, first of all, Baelnog versus Lapeter on Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Central European Time. So that'll be a nice breakfast or lunch treat for you. And later on Sunday, we will have Aurelius versus KP on at 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central European Time.
Oh, it's daylight savings this weekend in the
It is
US,
daylight savings weekend for
Yeah.
Northern America, so the time zones are wonky. Keep that in mind when you're planning your days. Keep that in mind for the next 2 weeks also if you have to deal with time zones at work. And
there's the final quarterfinals on Monday, right?
There is the final quarterfinals on Monday. So far, we don't have a crew of volunteers for that yet. Which brings me to my next point. If you want to help bring these streams to the masses, please feel free to join our Discord and let us know in the